welcome to round 4 of the Rapid League. It is the last game of the round. The Southland Sharks, coming to you from the deep Southland ILT Stadium, are hosting the Manawatu Jets, who are completing their southern swing after facing the Nuggets. They drive down the State Highway to the Southland team, where they hopefully enjoyed some cheese rolls on the way. I'm Taylor Johnson, and joining me is 7-time NZNBL champion Lindsay Tate. Lindsay, what are you expecting from this one? Short turnaround for the Jets?
Kia ora te whānau. Yeah, Jets coming down a little bit banged up injury-wise, but got a very talented bench that they'll be playing here in the Rapid League, and obviously the Sharks, they've loaded up at home, so they'll be exciting watch this evening.
The team to beat in the Rapid League are the Tauranga Fight, ending 5 with 0 losses, the only team to stay undefeated. Nuggets, Tuatara, Saints, Jets and Giants rounding out the top 6 in the Rapid League. And the Sharks, they're still hunting for their first win of the season. They do have some spectacular players, but just can't seem to get that elusive dub. So today, they are hoping it will be the day. Take a look at the starting 5 for the Manawatu Jets. McDaniel, Caldwell, Leota, Leosonga Ape, who's familiar with the Southland team, as well as McCoy. Any players that stand out for you that you've been watching?
I mean, Boston Caldwell's one that's come back into the mix and put up some great numbers recently, Taylor, so we're looking out for him this evening. And also Drew Songiape, you know, from out of Wabi, out West Auckland, talented young wing. Like you said, he played down here formerly, so he'll be looking to have a big game coming back against his old team.
He'll be used to the cold that they'll be experiencing at present. You can see the Jets in the lighter uniform, the grey, camo grey, is that a thing? And the Southland Sharks, Ledger, Ramage, Webster, Burdenshaw and Wynyard. That is a good starting 5 for the Sharks team. They'll be feeling confident heading into this game, trying to look for their first win of the season.
Yeah, a lot of experience and a lot of size that jumps out of you straight away. You know, when you look at Burdenshaw, Wynyard and Ledger, those are 3 big bodies to start in the Rapid League. And then obviously with the Souths coming up, Sam Timmins, the size of Southland this evening is going to be something that the Jets are going to have to deal with, and I'm sure Coach Webster and all of his staff have spoke about that a lot.
Here are the Chemist Warehouse stats as we look at the head-to-head in this Rapid League game. And what are those stats saying to you?
Oh, again, you got those kind of bigs matched up at the bottom down there. Both teams shooting a decent clip from the 3-point line. Relatively even, you know, out here. So putting a lot of points on the board, the Jets, 39, and, you know, a short 16-minute game. So Sharks will have to lock up here. Been playing a lot of zone defense early in the season, 2-3.
So cute. So to tip off, looks like we will have Tautoko Wynyard going up against. Who's he going up against? Who's still standing there? Everyone's saying, who's going up against? Who's going up against Tautoko?
Right there. And he wasn't listed, Taylor, but number 13, Hamza Zaran, definitely one to watch. Talented young man, high character. Been around him a little bit up here in Auckland. And he's still NCAA eligible. Works out a lot with Kyle Buck and the crew at Hoop 33, so keep an eye on him. Great young man and great talent.
Wynyard does win the tip-off at 208 centimetres. You spoke about the height early. It is already going straight to the basket. Burdenshaw unable to get there and tidying up the board with the Jets, so unsuccessful first offensive effort.
And it was great D by Hamza there on that wall up.
Great open look there for the Jets. Unable to let that one sink through.
I'm not sure if that's the look they wanted. One pass, kind of semi-contested 3. Opposed to that, they'll pump it inside here, the Sharks.
Again, great defense on Wynyard. He has the height advantage by quite some bit. Good vision from Ledger, who fires the first 3 ball for the Sharks. Unable to get there, but the O-board is good from Wynyard. Webster wants to go straight to the rim.
And love that from Quake. I'm not sure why you'd shoot any 3s when aesthetically you've got such a huge size advantage, but welcome to 2026, whānau, where we love that 3-point line.
Seriously, every team seems to live and die by that 3-point line. I do miss just traditional basketball. And that is a lovely mid-range jump shot coming in from your man, Zoran.
And Hamza, their little stagger action, and that's where he's at his best. Just really patient, skilled wing. Just gets to his spot and raises up. And the boards here.
Ramage went up for that contested shot. Doesn't drop, so 2-all still. Zoran kicks it out to Lusonga Ape. Played for the Sharks for 2 seasons. Doesn't get that mid-range to drop, and it's a big ball in transition, and he throws it down. Does Ramage.
Just got caught out there on the leak out, and the North Island, that's not a tech. You're allowed to swing a little bit. That must be a South Island word right there.
Okay, we gotta say it. How many games have we seen him calling that tee? But okay.
I'm just happy if I could grab the ring, to be honest with you. It's almost worth the tee. But yeah, I mean, I do believe by the law you are allowed momentum-wise, you know, a little bit of a swing to gather yourself and get down, which I felt like we had there, but obviously the referees called otherwise.
For me, it's physics, right? Like, you can't let go immediately because your body's on an angle. You're going to land dangerously. You've got to be able to swing back.
This is true. Maybe we should do a... Maybe we should let the referees do some dunks on the low one, you know what I mean? And then they'll get a feel for it.
If you haven't been in that position, I just don't think you understand.
Get them little mini tramps out.
Oh, great 3-ball for the Manawatu Jets. First one of the game.
Early double team here. Tautoko Wynyard got the noticeable size advantage.
Ledger decides to drive and doesn't get the kiss off the glass he wanted, but of course, Tautoko with the massive rebound. Great block there. God, McCoy. Webster.
All over the O boards right now, Southland. Tautoko needs to continue to be aggressive in there. He's got a huge size advantage. He can just basically get to that charge circle whenever he likes right now.
That 3-ball was from Ruben Liota. His rookie season, 18 years old, out of St. Pat Silverstream.
Yeah, and again on the other end, he had the mismatch quickness-wise against Tautoko Wynyard and chose to line him up and shoot that 3.
Ramage thought about it, decided against, and almost getting a hand to it was Lusonga Ape. Ramage looking for an option. Ledger is the one on the left wing.
Comes as a run with another ball here, and always a luxury when your forward can just take it off the ring and explore like this.
Caldwell knocks down the 3. That's back-to-back triples for the Jets.
Boston Caldwell, the captain of this Rapid League group, he's been great since he's plugged in, and back over half, little sloppy setup there. They'll get called for the turnover. So Jets will get another opportunity to extend on this lead here to finish this first quarter. Sharks got no fouls to give, only get 3 fouls in the Rapid League and you're in the bonus, so they'll have to be clean here for the last minute. I'd like to see Drew get aggressive with this matchup and get downhill.
Puts in the spin move, and then a good contested block there from Ledger, but they still have the ball. McCoy puts in the Euro, but the shot clock was up.
Sharks here got an opportunity to go 2 for 1 if they want a quick one to try and get 2 extra positions, or we'll see if they slow it down and just try and get a good look.
Whistle goes off the ball.
And the Jets have got one foul. No, look like they got 2 fouls to use here if they need to before they're in the bonus.
Webster palms it off. Substitution on for the Sharks. Back in the hands of Webster. It's a give and a get. And aggressive. Gets there in the end.
See them play out of that flow action a lot. They just got it to the third side there. And great little layup. Last shot of the quarter here for the Jets.
Alrighty, so all sorts of defense on him and just popped it up. Ramage making a nuisance of himself. Lusonga Ape knew the shot clock was winding down, as was game clock. Doesn't make it count, so 8-6. Low scoring first quarter here in the Rapid League, but it is the Jets with the narrow lead by 2 points.
Both teams just kind of feeling each other out right now early on. Would love to see a little bit more penetration to the paint, but some great looks, nevertheless, from both groups as well. And you see the Jets here trying to draw something out in this little timeout.
I have to say, a cheese pizza is my second favorite pizza after a chicken pizza. Can't go wrong with just cheese.
That's a margarita, or that's a cheese?
I think that's just straight cheese.
Okay. What's the difference?
You know
Excuse
what?
my ignorance.
I don't know.
Okay, a bit.
I really don't know. But try the large cheese pizza for $30. Scan the QR code there. We'll take a photo. It does last until Wednesday the 6th. What's your favorite pizza?
Pepperoni, chicken bacon. That's probably two I got for you right now off the top.
So looking at the Chemist Warehouse stats, Southland shooting 3 from 10, 30% from the field. Manawatu 3 from 7 at 42%.
So typical Wynyard already with four boards, which you'd expect. And again, would love to see just a little bit more, feet in the paint, aggressive on that ring from both teams. Seems like there's a lot of space down there to operate, especially for Southland.
Saran pushes it off. Leota kicks it out to the left. McCoy! That is 3 in a row for the Jets from outside the perimeter. Webster with the bounce pass. So Snow tries to cut. Turn and shoot from Webster. They will get that. No, they won't. That came off no song up it.
See, they've been running that little primary action to get that post look, but again, they kind of settle for Quake, just popping for that 3, living on the perimeter still, the Sharks, which I think favors the Jets right now with that size advantage.
Driving aggressively for the Jets was Caldwell.
Jets down here at the other end doing a great job of getting it to the second side on their plays and being aggressive to the paint. And Boston Caldwell, he's up to 5 right now, I believe, with that little floater in the paint.
Shaw gets it to Ramage. Ramage has such good elevation. He does draw the foul, so I think this big trip to the Chemist Warehouse free throw line.
That's another action there. We basically see the player cut directly across the free throw line. They call that an Iverson action, for those of you at home, from the great Allen Iverson. He used to run that all the time. That was kind of that cut that opened him up right there for that drive to the free throw line, a couple of free throws. And for me, that's a positive. We get a great look. We're at the free throw line, clock stopped. Get our defense set. Get on these O boards.
Oh, thank goodness for the O board, because it was an unsuccessful trip to the Chemist Warehouse stripe, but Webster claws back 3 points into that lead.
Nowadays, that's called a reload. When you get an O board and you fire it out to that 3-point line and let it fly, that's called a reload. Everyone love a reload. Woo! But they love that more from McCoy there. Just baseline rip, sloppy closeout, and he's on their head. So that'll be on the highlight package.
Listen to the bench as well. They were so hyped for him. Here he goes, just throwing it down.
Just using that speed advantage there on the big fella, and tough finish. Beautiful. Like this action here.
And they probably need a little bit more of it, right? There was 3 Jets jerseys down there.
Love that. You could see that they definitely had a huddle about getting something aggressive to the paint, and Shaw turns the corner. He's playing 2-on-1 with that kind of drop defender, and big fella will get to the line here for a couple of free throws. Already the Jets in the bonus just from the Sharks getting aggressive to the ring. Jets have picked up a couple of early fouls, and just like that, it's a 2-possession game for the Sharks.
Wynyard was previously with the Jets. 15 points to 10. Jets leading this game. McCoy lets it fly.
Jets are playing that flow action as well. Here we go. There's that 3-point kind of settle. They were getting great paint touches, and then you start throwing up them threes. Here's that Iverson cut we spoke about earlier. Great find.
Snow 2-on-1.
Probably had his big partner there if he decided to shift it. Made a alternate decision.
Zaran from the 3 line.
Hamza can hit that. Go underneath him, he'll punish you. Quake Webster doing a great job of controlling the pace for Southland.
Almost loses the handles and finishes well, Quake Webster.
Taylor, we got to do a game of theirs earlier in the season, and you were talking about it off air, how you really like the way that Quake's been playing this year, and he's definitely made a jump, you know, someone who was kind of just finding his feet in Rapid League, and this year he's transitioned all the way to the Cells, where he's had some breakout games. So that's great to see the development of, you know, the different youth coming through in their different areas in the Motu.
Well, he's only 20 years old in his 4th season. He's a local too, from studying the college of Riverton. He's had some really good appearances in the Cells.
And these two would have seen a lot of each other. Westlake and Ronnie Toto right there. Totoko and Hamza Zaran, two of the better players to come out of North Harbour in the past 4 or 5 years.
North Harbour is really excelling when it comes to the junior grades with those schools.
Aggressive downhill again, Burdenshaw. Pretty much same play we've seen previous, right, Taylor? And another great result for them there. Just missed a little sitter, but almost an and one. Couple of free throws, and again, foul issues or foul pressure on the Jets. Clock stopped, bridging the gap with the score. It's all positive if you're the Sharks right now.
Burdenshaw is from the Manawatu, Palmy boys.
And you know you're playing extra hard when you're playing against that home team and you're away from home, Taylor. We had that conversation about the rugby earlier.
Yeah, exactly.
When you're going against that old crew, then you're going to strap up extra hard. And you can see it out here on D right now.
Yeah.
You're going to let them know. When I go back home, I want bragging rights.
Bobo doesn't get the rolling
Great
water.
outlet. Great pass.
Great vision waiting in that corner. Can't connect, and that's another good rebound from Zaran.
And, a fast break for a 3.
How many times can we bang on about it, Lindsay Tate?
Caldwell settles there, had the mismatch as well. And great find from Burdenshaw. And great little finish there from Quake Webster. Subtle, but just extended and finished high off the glass there.
Up to 9 points now is Webster in this game. He averages 10.5 per game in the Rapid.
They need to clear out here. Hamza don't need no screen against the guard. And that was the world's softest post-up foul there on Quake Webster. But would love to see in that situation them just get out the way. Hamza can boogie when he's got a little guard like that, no problem. Just put his back on him and operate. Short clock here from the baseline out of bounds. Caldwell gets a clean look. Player timeout here from the Sharks.
Yep, you only get to use 1 per half, so if you don't use it, you lose it. And that is a BNZ player timeout. Shortly there'll be a graphic that pops up on your screen if you scan the QR code. Get your chance to go to a Sal's NBL game. There it is there. Register your group, your community group, your basketball team, your rugby team, your cricket team, anyone. Get along and get inspired by some of these players. Webster turns and shoots, held on to that one too long, it won't count.
Great defense there from the Jets, just read that play, and great hit from Quake as well, just a half beat late.
1 point is the difference, 17-16, the Jets leading. The Sharks yet to win a Rapid League game. They'll be feeling confident with this one, only trailing by 1.
Yeah, great first quarter from the Jets, and love the way that the Sharks responded in that second. They just got aggressive into the paint, got to the free throw line, used their size advantage, even though Quake Webster, you can see here, is their top scorer. Boston Caldwell for the Jets has been great with 7 points as well, leading his group. You see on the boards, 7 boards already in 8 minutes for Totoko Wynyard, and probably could have got a couple more if he really wanted them. Hamza Zaran across the stat sheet as always. He's got 4 boards there, even spread otherwise.
It's probably why we are seeing the amount of 3 balls we are, because when you're confident enough to have someone like that in the paint, you're confident you're going to get a reload.
Yeah, this is true. This is true. And I would say they did it in the first quarter. The Jets played great when they were at pace and controlling the pace, whereas in the second quarter, Quake was great at that. They wrestled back that pace, that momentum, and kind of slowed it down a half beat, which favored the bigger Southland Sharks right now. Both teams have got a short bench, only one player right there for a sub as opposed to two, so that'll factor in this last 8 minutes. Although, shoot, if you're these guys' age and you can't play 16 minutes, then you need to come sit over here with us and talk about it, you know? I'm not trying to come out of a 16-minute game, coach. Leave me in.
That's so true. And that's the thing, the average age, I'd love to know what it actually is, but it has to be 18 in the Rapid League.
Yeah, like if you're cramping up in the Rapid League, we're going to have a quarter all about something, all right? Because it's like barely over a quarter. Jets will get the first possession here. Start this third. It looks like Southland will match up, which is, again, been different. They've been playing a lot of 2-3 zone. Hold up. We changed. Southland get the start now. And the Jets will stay matched up.
The Jaws music plays in the background in the Shark tank.
They're still giving them helmets with the Sharks on top? Okay.
Those are cool. I actually want one.
Oh, great little take there.
Offensive foul.
Yeah, that was an offensive foul. That was on Will. Must have extended that off arm. Tough call.
Chow with the ball to Zoran. Zoran initially named to start in the South, but now playing in the Rapid game. Assuming we'll see him quite a bit later on.
There's that reload off the air ball, offensive board.
Trying to go downhill quickly in transition. Great work from Burdenshaw just to dish it off to Wynyard when he's off balance.
And great rim run by the big fella to get down there early. Great hands and feet to take his time and put that thing in.
The Sharks take the lead, 18-17.
That's where they need to punish Quake down low. You can't just let a little guard switch onto your bigger bodies and not punish him.
You need to finish those, can't leave the bunnies. Burdenshaw likes the open look. Can't connect.
Another board for Hamza here. Coming into this flow action.
Tries to respond with a triple of his own. Ledger aggressive on the rebound.
Great rebound by Will, and Quake will get them into their little punch screen, little twist screen, and he'll get his pocket picked here.
Oh, stolen. Straight out of the breadbasket by Chowcha, and Ledger does enough on defense. It was so nonchalant. That was the most nonchalant block I think I've seen in this.
That was a slow break right there. He hit him. He tried to shift him, but he said, "You think it was tricky?" You know, he thought he was going to cook him, but he slowed him. I like that. The deceleration.
Well, Ledger averages 6 rebounds in the Rapid League as well as 12 points per game. There's Corporal trying to cook and tipping it back in.
Drew Leo on the O boards there. He's an athlete. You've got to box him out. Burdenshaw. Get them into their offense here for the Sharks. There's that little Iverson cut that they've been playing off.
Even get back from Webster. Decides to try and go himself to the rim, but great block from McCoy.
McCoy, he's shown his athleticism earlier with the blow-by, and he was on the ring for the dunk and there with the rim protection.
Yes, great on both sides of the ball.
You have not seen a lot of this young man, but he's been impressive so far to watch. Good hands by Drew Leo. And there for you youngsters at home, you just see his body positioning. You always really want to take away the inside the paint here. We're not giving up a layup. If we have to, we'll give up something on the perimeter, but we always protect the inside.
Ramage receives the inbound. Snow just
That's great D by Drew Leo there. Like Shea Ely, great cut.
Will be the Jets inbound through Leota. Julio, as you said, very experienced to be in this Rapid League game. It's very lucky that the Jets have him. Does not look out of place when he plays his minutes in the South, that's for sure.
Bang bang call there. I think that was McCoy that got called for the illegal screen. Sometimes you just ask your guard to wait a half beat longer, but there was a tough call, and that'll be his third.
Bit of a scoring drought at the moment, 19-18. Webster accelerates, dishes it to Ramage.
Both teams just playing out of this quarter court, kind of switching man-to-man defense. Great take by Burdenshaw.
Again, he's aggressive to the rim, and leaving that one short was Ramage.
I tease my youngsters sometimes about that exact same play. It's like, you could do a left-hand layup if you want, or you could try the English inside hand with the right finish. So that's just getting, I'm sure Dane is, he's got a great left, just getting used to getting to that side of the ring and finishing with the offhand. And there's Caldwell, just aggressive with that turnout three there to stretch this thing out to 6 for the Jets.
That's 10 points now in this rapid league
I'm sorry,
game.
to 4, my fault.
The average is 10.4, so he's right on it. And there's that travel, and again, from the good defense on the Jets, they've stepped up.
Yeah, that was Leota on the initial, and also McCoy had his back behind there, and they'll get caught for the travel. And big position here for the Jets. They can stretch this thing out to 6-7. Oh, 6-7.
You did it. You did it. Oh, it's the surround sound defense call that they've got on the audio for me. McCoy. Good challenge from Snow, but it's not enough to stop him.
I love what I've seen from McCoy there, and showing the ability to shoot it, but again, a sloppy closeout, and he just attacks it for a layup. Great signs from this young man.
And just like that, the Jets extend their lead out to 6 after the Sharks led by 1 only a minute ago, and it's a deep 2 from Webster.
That is like Peyton Pritchard type stuff there. Just the long floater over a great contest. Last possession of the quarter here for the Jets if they want it, if they're smart.
5 seconds left on the game clock. Zoran gets it to McCoy. One ricochets off the back of the iron. 24 points to 20. The Jets have extended that lead to 4 points. As we mentioned, the Sharks still searching for their first win of the season.
And similar to the first half, there the Jets just controlled the tempo. They did a great job there of playing with a little bit more pace. They were the ones that were aggressive in getting to the paint. And for the Sharks, they kind of went away what was working for them in that second quarter. Got a little bit more passive, a little bit more east-west instead of north-south. So I'm sure they'll be talking about those adjustments in the timeout right now, just getting back to that size advantage, pumping it inside and eating down there, and obviously keeping them in a little bit of foul trouble as well.
Equally, what do you think they're saying here?
Let's get it inside, let's pump it inside. I'd be interested to see if they stay in that quarter court man or if they shift a little bit defensively just to get something different. Tempo here for a couple of minutes, and I think it would be just a big confidence win for this group, with a lot of their starters returning, some of these young men bumping down onto the Rapid League, the second group, just to get a win here and kind of get off the bottom of the table with the Rapid League.
Saw that $30 large cheese pizza, and the more I think about it, I haven't prepared dinner for tonight. We're going to be leaving here around 8 o'clock. I might be ordering a Sal's pizza.
Why not?
For the drive home.
Why not?
I'll be a fan favorite with my son if I bring home pizza for dinner.
Oh, yeah, get some of them
No
knots
veggies.
as well. Those garlic knots, great play. Beautiful little play.
Caldwell's been exceptional for the Jets.
Little dribble pitch or dribble handoff, and the defense was just a half beat late. Caldwell turned the corner, easiest of layups.
Yeah, returning from his collegiate career in the US, back home in Aotearoa.
Great defense there from the Jets. Doubling the post with Totoko Wynyard and then scrambling out to recover. And Sharks will have a short clock here from the baseline, 6 seconds. Baseline out of bounds. Totoko Wynyard just getting bear hugged in there. It's about all you can do with a young man that size. Definitely don't want to get stuck behind him though.
And that was so good from the Jets not to get a whistle there.
You're right.
Yeah, 2 of them tag teaming Totoko, both clean.
But again, if you stand behind Tautoko, there's a good chance you're going to get swallowed up. So on the three-quarter that will stand in front. Ball's got to be strong and finish that. That's a big position right there.
And that's good work from Leota, just standing tough, going up against Egypt. There he is, the man who stopped that shot, puts in the spin move, steps back. Lead into the 6-point lead. Again, they go for the triple. Quake Webster, he is so exceptional. That is 14 points in this game.
Guarantee you that wasn't the scout from the Jets to go underneath Quake Webster the way he's, or if it was, someone probably need to get talked to because he's been shooting it lights out. Great cut from Hamza and great find from Leota for the finish there to stretch this thing out to 5. Big hit. Ramage on the advance. Like that pace. They're doing a great job of blowing up these actions here, the Jets.
Webster gets underneath, goes behind the baseline and in and out for Ramage. Those ones are so unfortunate.
Fighter did everything but, and then Tautoko Wynyard probably had an O board in his hands as well that sprayed out. So 5 points, 2 minutes, no fouls on the board. See how the Sharks finish this thing out to try and bridge this gap. Oof.
Up it, wanted to put him on a poster, didn't quite get it down. Going down the other end is Burdenshaw, and they just need to get some of those easy baskets.
It's kind of stumbled into a massive win there, the Sharks, in one possession game. Get it to the second side into Hamza Zaran.
Burdenshaw tries to put him off his game, but Zaran had eyes in.
It's very hard to rush Hamza. He just plays at his own pace. He can get to his spots and raise up just like he did there.
Ramage.
Plays so smooth, almost to the point where you need him to be more aggressive at times.
Webster wants to go alone and seems a little haphazard.
Time and score here for the Jets. They'll just want to get it through to the end of the clock and get a good look here unless something wide open presents itself.
Time on their side, they can use up all of the 11 seconds, but they don't need it because Zaran is having himself a game.
And there he is right there, Hamza Zaran, out of the 09. Big hit from 3. There's that action. They've been kind of denying that up top. Tautoko's had to get into that little flash catch and play off that. The Sharks are going to need to change up their defensive strategy here if they want to have any chance.
They're down by 8 and there's no real aggression to try and steal that ball.
Mismatch down low here with Quake.
Not for the first time too in this game we've seen that.
Fine.
That little dish off and then the finish from Caldwell. That is point number 14 for Caldwell. And there we go, a flush coming through from Ramage.
Great
too little too late.
Ramage. But you're right on Caldwell, just finishing his breakfast. He was the only one that didn't die on the play, and he gets rewarded with his 14th point. Those are exactly the type of plays that get you minutes in the Cells game. Big win for the Jets here to start off rapidly. Oh, he's trying to steal some more points.
That is
I would have
all
said
she
something
wrote.
to him. He shot that in front of me.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. 35 points to 27. The Jets, they continue on their impressive run in the Rapid League. And for the Sharks, still hunting that elusive win. It's the fish that got away from the Sharks at the moment. Still sitting on 0 wins. Webster and Corwell both with 14 points. Zaran and McCoy, the next leaders. And like I said, McCoy was very impressive.
He was, and Hamza killed him softly as well. You know, when it was winning time, he stepped up in some big hits. There he is again on the rebounds, and Tautoko Wynyard, 11 rebounds in 14 minutes is pretty impressive in Rapid League. And you'd expect that from a player of his size and stature. Boston Corwell chipping in again with 3. You know, a whole lot of assists out there. That's 9 assists on the board for the Sharks. And there's McCoy again showing his ability to rim protect. Will Ledger with 3 blocks. Big fella. Getting a steal in there.
That's all from ILT Stadium in Invercargill. The boards are changing because the Southland NBL is going to tip off just after 6 p.m. We will see you back here live and exclusive on Sky Sport, FIBA YouTube or ESPN. 6 o'clock, we will see you then. We will go and get ourselves a snack, and I hope you will too. We'll go get some Sal's pizza, and we'll see you back here at 6 o'clock. Koutou katoa e te whānau, nau mai, haere mai, welcome into ILT Stadium in Invercargill. It is the last game of round 4 in the NZNBL. The SBS Southland Sharks return to ILT Stadium this Sunday evening, looking to build on their most complete performance of the season. Well, the property brokers Manawatu Jets arrive in Invercargill, still searching for a way to turn strong individual performances into a full 40-minute result. I'm Taylor Johnson. Joining me is 7-time NZNBL champion and one of the most knowledgeable basketball minds, Lindsay Tate. Lindsay, what are we expecting from this game?
Kia ora, family. Pretty excited about this one. Sunday evening hoops, no better way to end the week. Sharks coming back home, reloading, obviously coming against a talented but undermanned Jets crew down here on the road, so we need a big effort from their imports and their supporting cast to have a chance this evening.
The Southland Sharks fans know how to do it when it comes to dressing up, when it comes to showing out down in Inver's. Let us know who you think is going to get the win. Already we can see 80% of you are picking the Sharks, 20% voting for the Jets. If you are a Jets fan, get your phone out and vote. Go to yourshout.vote or scan that QR code. Well, the Jets continue their Southern tour. They started off against the Otago Nuggets, and that was a closely contested game, 99-96, a much better performance from the Nuggets. This is the table, the Tuatara on top with the Rams closely in behind. Nuggets, Saints, Giants and the Sharks complete that top 6. And there is 5 Bulls and Jets and Hawks all trying to push their case to go higher. The Hawks, the only team in the league looking for their first dub. Upcoming fixtures for next week. On Thursday, the Airs will host the Sharks. Friday, the Bulls will host the Giants. The Fight on Saturday will play host to the Rams, and the Hawks will play the Nuggets from Rodney Green Arenas in Napier. More games in round 5-2. Jets host the Sharks again, so they pretty much go back to back. Play each other down here, then the Sharks go up to the Jets, and then on Sunday Tuatara Giants and Saints Bulls. Here are the starting 5 for the Jets, and it was a late change. McDaniel into that starting 5, Richards, Sand, Poplar Jr. and Evans Jr. And who's been a standout for you in this team?
Poplar Jr., he's been great for them, the import. Obviously coming in over 20 and 10 out of Chicago. He walks like a ball player, but Luka Richards is one that I'm looking out for, out of Otaki, a young fella who's recently been plugged in. Exciting talent, so he's getting an opportunity here to start, so looking forward to seeing him rock this evening.
Yeah, we had a chat to him prior to tip-off. Let's hear what he had to say.
Welcome to Invercargill. This is a pretty important one for your boys. You've shown that you can keep pace offensively with any team in the league. What's the key to turning that into a win today?
Yeah, I think we've shown that we can score with anyone. But for us, I think it comes down to consistency and execution. Yeah.
Let's see if you can roll that out. You're up against a Sharks team that's got really balanced scoring across the board, right? They've shown what they can do offensively, so how do you shut that down today?
Yeah, they're a tough side, especially with Timmins in the role. I think it's just the key to lock into all the key players, make sure they get no easy looks, and just stay consistent and all the stuff we've worked on in training. So, yeah, that's all good.
Wish you well tonight, mate. Go well.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
They highlighted the threat that is Sam Timmins, and everyone that comes up against the Sharks has to talk about him. How do you stop him on defense and on offense? The last time we were together, we watched him ball out in Franklin, got a triple-double, and now he is back home again in front of his fans. So Jones, Inga, Asbury, Cooper and Timmins, the captain. And again, anyone standing up for you here?
I love Tukaha Cooper, a young man who's coming into his own and recently getting more opportunities. So I'll be watching him this evening, and also Braden Inga just recently come back from over in playing in the British League, I believe, for his 3rd season. He's had a good, a good hit back coming here. So those will be the 2 that I'll be watching for the Sharks. And obviously Timmins has been dominant the whole season.
Yeah, Cooper did play 3 seasons with the Jets from 2021 to 2023 before finding his way down to the Sharks. You mentioned Inga. We spoke to him before tip-off. Let's hear what he had to say.
Sharks are a bit more fully formed now, including yourself coming back. Had to feel good last week, cracking the ton, getting the offence cranking. What's the key to keeping that rolling today?
We had another good week at training, so same thing, just keeping the momentum and, like sticking to the things that we do well, taking what we do well in other games and just implementing that moving forward.
Right, and you've got a unit that can go too when they get rolling, with the Jets. Tell us a little bit about what the defensive scouts been to try and shut them down.
Oh, I can't give too much away. They obviously got like some talented players. They have a few injuries, but we've seen like Sands get going and some other key dudes, so like we know that they can be dangerous. So it's just pretty much sticking to our schemes, and if they beat us that way and we leave it on the floor, then head off to them. But we got to stick to what we do well and take that away.
Good stuff, mate. Wish you well.
Cheers, mate.
Shaping up to be quite a good game when you look at the last match that the Jets had against the Nuggets. They only went down by 3 points. It was a much better performance. They showed what they can do. Caden Sand with 25 points, as well as Jamal Poplar Jr. on 25, Kazlo Evans as well with 17. So it was a good game from them, and they'll be wanting to back that up and convert it into a win this afternoon. Here is the Chemist Warehouse head-to-head, and while for the Jets, it's their defense letting them down, and equally for the Sharks, they're the lowest scoring team in the league. So 2 teams on either end of the scale here, Lindsay.
Yeah, a little bit flawed if you're the Sharks, though, because they've welcomed back a lot of talent in the last couple of weeks, so expect those scoring numbers to go up. Knocked the nail on the head there in regards to the Jets defense, and they've been harping on that a lot in their pregame. Great matchup down the bottom there with Sam Timmins and Jamal Poplar Jr. again. He's over 20 and 10 coming in out of Chicago, I believe, and he's looked great, played with a lot of swag. And he's got Caden Sand, over there, who's a very athletic guard to watch. He's been all over the ring early in the season and an exciting prospect, so I'm sure a Southland crowd will be excited to watch him this evening.
Definitely a great matchup to watch. Sammy Timmins at 210 centimetres up against Poplar Jr., who does give away some height to Timmins, but does have great elevation.
It'll probably be a weight thing with Timmins, to be honest with you. He's just a lot heavier than the bodies that they've got down there, and Braden Inger's not a small young man either, so it'll definitely be a size discrepancy advantage for the Sharks early on and throughout the game. There's my man, Coach Yim, looking slick with that sweater right there, Taylor, as always.
As always, he never misses, does John Yim, when it comes to the outfits. And the Sharks, well, more people are now pushing the Jets. I guess there's a lot of Jets fans at home watching in Palmerston North or wherever you are around Aotearoa or the world, and getting a bit more faith in your team after perhaps the performance on Friday.
And again, you're talking about missing the lights of that man there with his back to us, Corey Webster, one of the baddest players to ever walk out of this country in scorers. Brian Mullins, Dante Russo-Nance, again, maybe my favorite guard in the entire competition. But they'll be over there on the sideline, using their knowledge and passing it out to this group here that gets a rock this evening. Also, Christian McDaniel, he's a new one for me, I believe. If I read the bios right, he is the son of Laurie McDaniel, who's obviously one of the top coaches coming out of the South Island here. Exciting that we get the opportunity to watch him play down here, a dual passport holder. So that'll be cool.
Yeah, went to Fisher High School in Illinois. Junior province, was North Canterbury. And as you said, holds dual citizenship.
May have the coolest hair in the competition.
Right. He's hard to miss.
This young man here, Rylan Jones, he don't look like a whole lot on the screen, but wait till this game starts and you'll see something different. Kazlo Evans Jr. will get us started here for the Jets.
Jets in the white and the Sharks in the traditional orange. And already trying to fight their way to the basket and getting around with that footwork. Is that?
he's been great. He's been 20 plus, 6 plus boards and 4 assists all over the stat sheet. You know, just needs a little bit of support out here for the Jets to get them going this season.
He had an NBL against 39 points against the Hawks, so we know just how well he can shoot that ball.
You see straight away the game plans to pump it inside to their size, and the Jets are going to be, look like they're going to be doubling off the passer there with Caslow Evans Jr. As soon as that entry pass was made off Ryland Jones, they doubled. A dangerous tactic, Taylor, because if you leave Ryland Jones too often tonight and don't rotate, he's going to be shooting spot-up threes, which could be a problem.
There's Takar Cooper, you mentioned him in the pre-game, played 3 seasons for the Jets, the Northland native. Pulls up for the jump shot. A little bit short on that one, and it's still going to be a Sharks ball with the inbound. I think it was Richards that got a hand to it.
Straight away, even though they don't get the board, they get the extra position by just using that size on the O boards down low.
Cooper on target, first triple of the game, and he buries it.
Tukes coming out super aggressive there, the catch and shoot 3. Get the Sharks on the board.
Continued to develop his game, being a development player for the Breakers this season. Cooper Jr. loses the handles once but twice. Gets it out to the left corner, and we're trading triples early on in the game.
Caden Sand showed the ability with the offhand inside, left-hand finish, and then great little corner 3 there for his first 5 points of the game. Coach Tony Webster, great job of getting talent down to Palmerston North. One of the legends of our game. Recently seen him representing and do a great corridor at late great Benny Anthony's Tangi. So shout out to the Webster Whānau.
Sam Timmins.
A good find.
Great find for Jones. Doesn't quite find the bottom of the net, and it's a hustle for the ball. Diving on it is Inga. Jump ball, and it will go the way of...
Great hustle.
Someone's getting it. It's the Sharks.
Basketball gods shine through. That's the rule. First to the floor, and to me it looked like Braden Inga was first to the floor, and they'll get rewarded with the possession. So love that.
Asbury.
You see, they've got no choice. The Jets, they've got to be relatively aggressive here. And just as I say that, they were late on that rotation. Poplar Jr. was just too deep, and Asbury uses his speed to turn the corner and get that contact. He'll get to the line for a couple of free throws.
First trip to the Chemist Warehouse free throw line. Chemist Warehouse supporting the basketball in New Zealand through their Hoops in Schools program.
This is where, if that was on Poplar Jr., which I believe it was, they have to be careful, the Jets. They've got, you know, their 2 imports have been heavy usage players, and if they get in foul trouble, they could be in some trouble early here.
There is McDaniel with the start this afternoon. Last game of round 4. Yeah, you can see the hip check from Luca Richards as he was standing there.
That's called a twist there, where you kind of set the screen one direction and then the guard comes off and twists back the opposite. And I guess the referee thought he was a half beat, extended on that kind of twist action with his hips. So the play out of that little action there, the Sharks in the rapid lead effectively. They get the ball back inside, and there's that double team.
First time we're seeing Sam Timmins go to work in the paint, and look at how all those Jets jerseys just swarmed him.
Yeah, he got doubled by Kaz and by McDaniel there, so look like they're just going to swarm the basketball anytime the big fella gets it in the paint, and unless you're playing out of a zone, it's not a bad tactic. See Holcomb checking into the game here. He played at college with Will Heather, who's out right now injured for the Jets. Just a miscommunication straight away as he checked in, and Braden Inga ran across his face for a layup.
That Jets injury list is mounting. As you said, hopefully they do get the likes of Chloe Webster back soon. Saw him shooting around before in the warm-up. Poplar Jr. having 23.2 points per game. Wants to add to that tally. It's well off on that occasion.
This pace here that the Sharks are playing with. talking about moving the basketball freely. And if that's potentially his second foul here, which would be a big one for the Jets if he's got to go sit down this early in the game. And definitely don't want to be giving up fouls, contesting three-point shots on the perimeter. And that's the 4th team foul for the Jets. We're less than 4 minutes into the game, and we spoke about not being crazy deep right now and having to control the foul count. So something to be wary of for Coach Webster.
I liked that initial look from Ryland Jones because the Jets brought Sam Timmins running into the paint, hook, line and sinker, and then recognized that Takao Cooper had no one on him. So that's the value of having someone like Sam Timmins. So every time he's going to attract players, every time he gets close to that basket, people are going to move. So I like that Jones kicked it out to Cooper instead.
And again, what I like about that, I agree with you, is that they're collapsing the defense just by looking at the paint and collapsing that size into the paint, and that's what gives you clean looks from the perimeter. And you've got a rebounding position that you know that you're aware of and that you're trying to win.
So early lead to the Sharks, 10-5.
And already danger signs for the Jets. You're down 5, you've got 4 fouls on the board, and your main import's got to go sit down right now. So huge 6 minutes for them. Hamza Zaran checking in, a great young talent out of up here in Auckland, North Harbour.
He got 14 points in the Rapid League. He was silky smooth.
Your high character young man, still NCAA eligible, really talented. He'll be down here in the post with Braden Ingle.
Inge decides to turn and put the shot up over the top, and demanded just enough to put him off.
Great rebound there by McDaniel, the guard, sinking down low, and he'll operate with Holcomb. Swing it to Sand here.
Sand trying to find his groove in this game. Gets over the top of a well-contested shot by Inge. Doesn't drop.
Ooh. See there, Ryland Jones looking for the long alley with Asbury, guard to guard, went astray. But they'll extend their pressure here, the Sharks. You can hear Coach Yim telling them to get up the court, start wearing this Jets outfit down a little bit, not quite as deep on the road here.
Yeah, second game in 2 days. They played on Friday, as we mentioned, went down by 3 to the Nuggets. They go to the Chemist Warehouse, strike through Caden Sand.
And that's smart by Caden Sand, just forcing the issue, and as soon as he heard that little beep, he just threw it up on the ring, and he'll get a couple free throws. Jets can huddle here and get their defense set.
Here is that Chemist Warehouse Hoops and School. Scan that QR code to apply, especially if you're in Tasman, Canterbury or the West Coast. Great initiative, every free throw made. Money gets put into the bucket.
See number 20, Keelan Boone, checking into the game for the Sharks. And he had his first game back, their last game, 17 points in 18 minutes, so hit the ground running. Sharks slowly reloading here, still missing Tobias Cameron and Max Darling to add to this group, so see they've got a good chance when they get right of placing in the top 4.
Keelan Boone shot a cool 8 from 11 that game, first game back. 73% from the field, not bad.
Little extended zone pressure here. The Jets, they'll get into the 2-3. Tukaho Cooper will punish them with a tough runner from the nail. Kesler Evans Jr. steering the ship for the Jets. He'll get fouled here by Ryland Jones. Kaz, the son of Kesler Evans Sr., who was a great youth and NZNBL player, and Kaz's transition. He's in his 3rd or 4th year here, just slowly getting more minutes and more confidence. So great to see him in a lead role here, taking his opportunities.
Well, that's the thing around moving from, well, he was with the Saints, who obviously have a stacked roster, as they always do. So to get himself some minutes, and it's not too far of a drive up to Palmerston North.
No, and again, you got to do what you got to do. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's a role thing, it's a position thing, it's an opportunity thing. And if you really want to give this thing a push, we have to relocate. And I know for me, before I was in a relationship or had any children, it made life a lot easier to do that. So go ahead, young man, do your thing.
Gets the
great
O-board
hustle there from the Jets. And they'll get rewarded with the reload. Asbury on the boards. Sharks still controlling this pace.
Ryland Jones with the up fake bounce passes back and then kicking it out Good ball movement from the Sharks and picking up where he left off, Keelan Boone.
Great find there from Asbury to Keelan Boone, and only in 2026 do you pass from under the hoop for threes.
Those two have great chemistry though. We saw it all of last season, the way they just have a lot of fun together. And you can see it picking up where they left off from 2025. Obviously grand finalists.
Great point, massive advantage. You know, having imports that have played together, not only on the court, but off the court. You know the area, you know the coach. They seem like they really bought in and enjoyed playing with each other. So you can see why they've returned. And I'm pretty sure if Josiah Alec was available, he'd be back as well.
Oh, I loved watching that bouncy boy, Josiah Alec. It's Kaha Cooper. Again, aggressive, getting those boards.
You kind of call that's a new, well, relatively new, called jamming or tagging up, where traditionally when a shot goes up, you're sending 2 or 3 guys to the boards and 2 or 3 back on safety. Now there's kind of a theory where you basically press up and find the nearest man, which looks like Tooks was doing there, and he'll get rewarded with the extra possession.
Quarter timeout here. So 15 points to 8, low scoring first quarter for the Jets. But only managed to register 8 points, 7 of those going by way of Caden Sand and Tasno Evans with a free throw. Kaha Cooper leading the scoring for the Sharks with 8, Boone on 3, Engel with 2. And if you're watching this and thinking, oh, I haven't thawed out the meat of the freezer, well, don't worry, because we've got you. Sal's NBL, and that is why we always have some QR codes for some awesome deals. $30 large cheese pizza. I was lazy, I didn't meal prep tonight for my Sunday evening, so you know what? I'll start Monday.
You can't start on a Sunday, huh? You know, you're right.
I love that. Yumvakago. We were at the game when they played the Bulls, a very understrength Southland team, and the coaching was the difference. Yum has been amazing for the Sharks team.
He has, and again, you know, I'm really close with Coach Tony Webster, but just in the brief kind of contact that we had up in Franklin, Taylor seemed like a real cool coach, had a great energy about him. Loved having the opportunity to court it all with him, and you could see he was a player's coach. You could see how he brings the type of energy that, you know, that you'd get up for this guy and you'd want to play for him. 2-3 zone here, baseline out of bounds for the Jets. Oh. And there again, would love to see the big fella just back himself a little bit more and get aggressive. Totoko Wynyard, he's a big body and he's very skilled. And he gets that ball that deep. I want to see him put that thing on the ring.
Got 11 boards in the Rapid League game.
Easy 11.
Could have got more if he wanted, as you mentioned. And he is in there in place of Sam Timmins. Another big body, 208 centimetres. Evans Jr. with a high arcing shot, and it finds the bottom of the net.
Big hit there by Kaz, kind of bailed them out there with the long contested 3, and just buying some time with Poplar Jr. on the bench, but a luxury to be able to plug in Hamza Zaran, a starter level player in the NZNBL.
Yeah.
Here's that double team again on the big.
Cooper drives, dishes it off, and then getting a hand to it was Holcomb. Sand. Aggressive to the basket and 1.
He is an athlete. You see him just took off there, kind of did a little running man while he was in the air, took the contact and finished it, and just seen the smaller Ryland Jones in front of him. That's a tough fit.
Caden Sand, 25 years old, born in Oregon. His rookie pro season in Luxembourg. Now finds himself in Aotearoa.
Both teams will be in the bonus here for the last 3:45. Here they are on that extended pressure. Get on the ring.
Boone left the ball behind and making him pay.
Okay.
Sand.
Maybe do a little dance on my chair there. That was the hard windmill. I like this Caden Sand right here.
He is already on 12 points in the game.
No, that's the best dunk I've seen this year. That was a clean. He dunked that windmill so hard it almost came out.
That's a big call from you. Best dunk of the year. We'll see it on the highlight show.
That was
multiple
tough,
times.
yeah.
So Boone will be pinching himself because the Jets are now up. Isn't that costly turnover?
It's tough. They looked like they were staying in that zone, and Hamza will pick up that foul there. He had to close out hard. Great hands here from Caden Sand. And oh man, you see that? Like some guys like scraped that, and he was like sat down on that and punched her in hard. Whew.
Love to make up every coach just
oh yeah,
the whole
I would
game.
love to hear that as well. Who do we propose that to?
Casey Frank, make it happen.
Ryland Jones, great shooter, knocks it down as you'd expect. So we've got, okay, Caden Sand playing the point here. Little Barnes action. Go at him.
And as I mentioned, on 12 points, make it 15. Caden Sand. We haven't even been playing 10 minutes of basketball. 7 minutes in and he's on 15 points. And trading blows. We're going bang, bang here. Caleb Asbury knocks down his triple.
Big time from Caden Sand. With his Poplar Jr. having to go sit down, he's taken on the scoring load here and got uber aggressive. See, they run a little pin down action from here, a little hammer action. Oh, Holcomb on the boards.
Great board from Holcomb. Asbury tidies up the second attempt.
Asbury's been great on the boards as well for a guard. Good D from Hamza's around.
Boone pivots and has his eye in.
That was a tough. Boone looks smooth. He just looked like he's playing at his own pace right now, just plugging right back into the Sharks system.
Sand looking for some options. It's good hustle from the Sharks on defense.
Southland Sharks, DJ, putting out some exhibit. Haven't heard that for a minute. Sam Timmons on the boards.
Asbury looking for that option. Timmons back on the court.
Extended post here, and we'll wait and see if we see this double. Oh, got the reach behind.
Evans Jr.
Numbers advantage. Oh, good read from Ryland Jones.
Again, another tipper. Jones, and throwing it down is Boone.
Come on, Boone. That's all he got after what Sand gave us? My man's on the road, he gave us a better dunk. Oh.
It's been worth the price of admission if you're a Southland Sharks fan who came today, because we're watching some fantastic basketball. Inga on the fly, pulls the trigger and finds the target.
Timeout, Coach Webster. Not a bad timeout there, just stretching this lead to 7 and just controlling the pace the last 3-4 possessions, the Sharks, and turning defense to offense. There was a miscommunication. They leaked out a 3, then gave up a dunk, then another 3. So great timeout from Coach Webster to stop the bleeding and talk it over. He's done a pretty good job of buying time with Poplar Jr. on the bench. Just leaked a few positions there at the end of this first.
Official stats partner of the NZNBL is the Chemist Warehouse. Let's take a look at some of these stats. The Sharks shooting at 53% at present from the field. Jets just at 40%. And that's good for the Sharks. They are 10th in field goal percentage coming into this game. Only shooting at 45. They're on point at the moment.
And returning so much talent as the season progresses, you would expect those numbers to increase in the scoring category significantly for the Sharks. They just added so much talent every week. They're adding a starting level player the last 2-3 weeks, and still got Tobias Cameron and Max Darling over there. And the Jets, again, they've got 4 or 5 guys that could easily start at this level as well that they're working to get healthy.
Sand and Evans Jr. have not taken a seat yet in this first quarter.
Great find.
Beautiful find, and flushing it down is Holcomb.
Seen him in their last game. He had a couple of those dunks too. Holcomb, he was a great addition. Finished with 10 points. They'll stay in this 2-3 zone, the Jets, to finish this quarter.
Jones can't reel that one in. Does well just to offload it to Cooper. Asbury He could just tell it was going in that whole time.
Pretty good contest from Caslow Evans Jr., but just even better finish there from Asbury, knocking him down. There we go, Sam was just half beat late on that recovery. Asbury didn't quite get out of his way. You can see them kind of communicating about it there. Gave up the dunk. It is a tough rotation asking the big man to stop the ball and get back, but in order to do that, the guard really has to call him off and get out the way.
Sharks went on a little bit of a scoring run, so the lead is now 8 points. That's a nice finish from Zoran and a bucket that needed to be made. 3 seconds left. The buzzer beater is going to Asbury. Who else? He steps up to the plate and he eats.
Tough finish there for the Jets. Had a great score from Hamza Zoran at this end, and that's exactly in his package, but then not much resistance, and they give up Asbury just a second 3 in a row, and they stretch this lead out to end this first.
32-23 is the score after the first quarter here at ILT Stadium. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back after this. No more Hokima, welcome back to ILT Stadium in Invercargill. It is the last game of round 4 in the NZNBL. The Jets, their second game in just 2 days after playing on Friday against the Otago Nuggets. They went down the state highway to Invercargill. They met with a very great crowd here, and they are trailing at the moment by 9 points, but they do have first possession.
Yeah, undermanned and dealing with a little bit of foul trouble. Did a great job of hanging tough for 2/3 of that quarter. Wheels fell off a little bit to end it. And just to note, Rylan Jones, Taylor, having a look at the box score during the break, he's got 7 assists already in 10 minutes of live play, which is, you're going to break some records. You keep going at that clip. And Boston Caldwell pick up the foul here and get a couple of free throws, start the quarter. Had a great rapid league earlier.
Did have a great rapid league. It was him with 14 points. I think I mentioned it was Hamza Zoran. Zoran had 9, but Caldwell had a great rapid game.
And Caldwell and Zoran will get the start here in the second. Along with Caslow Evans Jr., Sand and Holcomb. You see Poplar Jr. still on the bench for Coach Webster with those 2 fouls. Still buying some time.
You mentioned it. It was Alan Jones with 7 assists, and yeah, you're right, great find.
Excuse me, Taylor, we're making sound effects while you try to talk. That was a great setup on that move by Tukaha Cooper and Sam Timmins with the duck and seal textbook. It's a big body down there for the Jets to deal with. And I'm glad they got Holcomb down there that they can throw at him at least.
That's Sam Timmins' first points of the game.
Yeah.
Coming by way of the free throw.
Get another free throw. Will Ledger got him to bite early. You can see Holcomb having caught it all about that.
Sam Timmins averaging 20.5 points per game. We mentioned before he had a triple-double the last time we saw him in person against the Franklin Bulls. Being well maintained at the moment. We haven't seen him go to work too much in the paint, because his teammates in Boone and Asbury are shooting very well.
There's that pace that the Sharks have been controlling. Timmins doing a great job of being a threat down low. It's flow type action that finishes in that middle on ball.
Jones weaves around, was looking for that top pass up to Ledger, but getting in the way with the Jets defenders. It was good read.
Great push from Caslow Evans Jr.
Does everything but get the ball in, and a frustrating foul for him.
It's a tough one. He did everything but picked up a little ticky-tacky one.
I mentioned him coming to the Jets beforehand, but I remember him last year in the Rapid League. Obviously made that All-Star 5, but we talked about the assist from Ryland Jones. I think Evans Jr. is one of the best distributors when it does come to assists in the game as well.
Yeah, I think he led the Rapid League in assists last year. Talk about assists. Tukaha Cooper there finds the big man with the alley straight down the middle.
Dished it up, and Sam Timmins with a rim rocket.
See here a couple of big bodies ready to sub in for Coach Webster, Toppler Jr. and Luca Richards. He's seen enough.
Sam Timmins picked up that one. Here's another look. Served it up on a platter for Sam Timmins.
Just a half beat late on their rotations there, the Jets. And Tukaha Cooper and Sam Timmins do a great job of reading that and punishing them with the little lob to the ring. McDaniel's checking back in here for the Jets. Holcomb will get a couple of free throws.
28-year-old out of Houston, Texas. He's played all over the world. Bosnia, Kazakhstan, Kuwait, Mexico, Montenegro, Australia.
I bet you if you asked him 28 years ago if he thought he'd be playing basketball in Chicago, he'd probably look at you sideways. So.
I hope he's made use of his time down there and had some blue cod and all the delicious oysters from Bluff.
Again, I was just trying to allude to how beautiful it is that this game can take you around the globe.
I'm a ratepayer in Chicago. Asbury kicks it out to Cooper.
Oh, great tip out from Sam Timmins.
Oh, hitting the deck hard was McDaniel. No malice in it, but he stayed on the floor, and another windmill coming in from Sand.
Okay, he my favorite dunker so in 2026. And hope. Oh, McDaniel took a hard hit to the point where even the Sharks stopped playing there. And I really hope he is safe. Caden Sand, though, on the other end, he let out all of his frustrations for the entire season with his second windmill. They say white man can't jump apparently, but
Caden Sand is debunking that.
Yeah. He said, "Okay, Billy, that is bunny hops right there." What a fun addition to add to the league. Welcome, sir. Drew Lasongape out here as well. Here's another athlete out of Wabi, West Auckland Jr.
He also has really great hops too, does Lasongape. You can tell when you got your calves done up like that, you a jumper.
Yeah. You wear your shorts that high, you could be able to jump as well. Playing sand, my bad, Taylor. Playing sand at the point a lot here and looks comfortable with it. And again, having to buy some minutes for Caslow Evans Jr. without Dante out there, so having Coach Webster doing a great job of moving the pieces around, even though they're limited. And Drew can also play at the point as well, which is a luxury.
Luca Richards will go to the Chemist Warehouse free throw line, 21-year-old.
I love watching his progression in the last 2-3 years. He's just a solid, young forward wing. Got introduced him through Paxman Todima down in Otake. Does a great job with the Rokawa crew down there. And Luca's kind of the leader of that group, so great to see him get an opportunity at this level.
They're not the first person we've seen that has come out of it for the Kaupapa Māori. We've seen a few of them, which is fantastic.
It's beautiful.
The talent ID is there. Obviously did go to St. Pat's Town as well as Timmins.
Yeah,
with the one-hand
and
finish.
respectfully, I still think there's a gangload of kura kaupapa talent that we can be tapping into. Great defense from Tukaha Kuta there. You see that, he gets smoked.
Trying to make it difficult for Sand because he's such a great scorer. Doesn't get the nice piss off the glass that he wanted, does. Thumbs up.
Asbury's been great on the boards for the Sharks as a rebounding guard and just controlling the pace with those kicker heads. Him and Jones stay in this flow type secondary action, the Sharks.
Timmins was looking for the pick and roll. Doesn't get it in. It is Hamza Zaran with the ball. Tries to step around. That's a nice... Oh, it wasn't a finish. That was a nice finish, but doesn't roll down for him.
Great move. He's really smooth with it. Just missed the sitter. Oh. Awkward play there, but even Boone knows it.
I think Boone was grateful for the foul for that one as an excuse, because that one was
looked like he was going to go up on the right, but came back to the left, and if they'd left him, he probably would have just fallen over, but took a little bit of a clip from Luca, I believe. Caslow Evans Jr. checking back into the game with Holcomb here for the Jets.
So good to see Boone back. The Sharks last season, that was his rookie pro season. He's gone away and played overseas, actually played a couple of D-League games with the South Bay Lakers in between. Good to see him back here and get your hoops at your school. We talked about how many good kids there are in Te Kura Kaupapa Māori. Well, if you're in a school in Tasman, Canterbury or the West Coast, scan that QR code and get some basketball hoops put up at your school, or replace the stingy ones that, you know, are a bit bent now.
That someone stole and took to their house. 2-3 zone here for the Sharks. Seen a lot of that from them this year, just shifting up their quarter-court look.
Nusonga up there wants to just drive through, trying to break up that 2-3 zone.
I'd love to see the Jets get Poplar Jr. going here. Hasn't, but was forced to sit early in the game with foul trouble and hasn't really been able to get himself going. He's been putting big numbers on the board early in the season.
Averages 23.2 points per game and 10.6 rebounds, so averaging a double-double. He can get into his groove now. It was much needed. Boone not happy with the call.
And deceptively strong, I would say. There, Poplar Jr. just moving the heavier player. Look a lot like look a lot lighter than he was on that move, and just shifted him easily to get into that smile for the finish.
I mentioned we know he can score and score well. Poplar Jr. had a 32-point game against the Tuatara.
Oh yeah, you can just tell by the way that, you know, he moves and his skill set that he can put that ball in the hoop. It's just going to be a matter of getting him going for the Jets.
He hasn't registered any points in this game, and that is the first.
Sometimes that's all it takes for a scorer. You see that thing go through the hoop and it start looking like a hula hoop.
It's a big mental game, isn't it? As soon as you get your first one down.
Nice little play there to get the shooter a look.
He steps to the right, didn't like that first look, but that time, no O-boards coming by way of Sam Timmins. Poplar Jr., as hey, you said it, just needed to get one in, and he follows up with another basket.
Love that. That started with Kaz Evans Jr. just pushing the pace, being relentless with that, and he finds his big straight down the middle, easy layup.
Great ball
rotation.
movement.
Just fouled him, unfortunately. You can't fault the effort, but unfortunately just a little bit sloppy with that, and will get punished with a foul. Never want to foul a three-point shooter unnecessarily.
Kellen Boone is 3 from 4 in the field, shooting well since he's come back.
And already both teams in the bonus, so quite a lot of fouls in this game. Both teams on the board, just to be aware of to finish this half. Boone leaving a couple at the line here, uncharacteristically.
Oh, speaking of leaving some at the line, I mean, I believe it is the Southland Sharks who are only at 59% from the free throw line. They're 44 from 75. That's a lot of points left out there.
We can only get better, fellas.
It's only up from here. Poplar Jr. again, that's 5 points in a row for Poplar Jr.
Yeah, just a little bit sloppy here for the Sharks last 2-3 positions, just falling asleep, and you don't want to let Poplar Jr. get going. We go doubling off that pass again.
Boom, pulls the trigger, doesn't land.
Imagine what if you're the Jets, you get it out of the post and give up a long contested three.
Evans, Songa Ape, he used to play for the Sharks. Mid-range shot from Holcomb was nice. I think Jonathan Yim has seen enough.
Sure has. Great hit there from Holcomb just to cut this thing to 7 points. 3-possession game here for the Jets. Can't ask for much more, you know, with all the foul trouble they've had and how undermanned they are. So great effort early on in this piece from the Jets.
If you are the Jets, if you are Tony Webster, what are your key messages, your top 2 key messages heading into the half?
I think, again, both teams are in the bonus, so being smart with our pressure and what we're playing out of, mixing it up between man and D. And then obviously you can see that their 2 main guys are Sand and Poplar Jr., and they've looked like a totally different outfit when Poplar Jr. is out there and being aggressive. So just finding ways to manage their minutes and get those 2 going while getting stops at the defensive end and building momentum into the half. If I'm them, I'm kind of making a goal. Let's make the Sharks call the next time out.
And for the Sharks, Jonathan obviously not happy with what he was seeing because the Jets have started to make their way back in. So what do you think's going on in that huddle?
Honestly, they're just kind of taking the foot off the throat a little bit. They had the recipe and they were going to it, and it almost looked like it was too easy and they got bored with it. For me, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But that doesn't mean decelerating. It means kind of putting the foot down and being relentless and ruthless with it, especially when you're at home and you're welcoming back, you know, your full roster.
Well, their field goal percentage was fantastic after the first quarter, but now they're only at 33%. The Sharks.
Again, a lot of that has to come from being a lot more perimeter oriented than playing out of the paint and the free throw line. I would assume they'll try and pump something inside, and as I say that, they get an and 1-3. I don't know if that was what Coach Jim drawed up coming out of the timeout.
I have a feeling it isn't. That's the hands on the hips is telling me something.
You say, all right, yeah. That's what it's like coaching in high school. You're like, oh, good shot. What are you, good shot?
Tip for a 4-point play, and that's exactly what he would have wanted. He wanted to extend the lead because the Jets were right at their heels again. But this gives him a bit more breathing space.
And what a dirty hit if you're the Sharks. You know, you go from 7, you get that, you don't execute and potentially stretch it out to 11. So the basketball gods helped us there by keeping it at 10. I like this by Poplar Jr.
Yeah, travel.
I like the idea.
Early.
I like the idea. I think, like in regards to, I think he can go at Braden and be effective. I don't know if he has to do it on the first side, but he can definitely attack and get to that cut.
But he's injecting himself into the game after having that foul trouble. He went 2 fouls in that first quarter. Jones catches, shoots, and detonates the 3.
And just too much separation there from Kaz Evans Jr. They ran that little Iverson cut here on the strong side and pinned down on the weak side for Ryland Jones, who's a knockdown shooter. And I think because of the strong side action, Kaz was a half beat late on the contest.
The Jets are walking up the floor.
Maybe a delay of game. Just taking an educated stab in the dark here as the so-called expert.
You are our expert. You don't win MVP that many times to not be an expert.
Great teammates, great coaching. There's the Webster whānau right there. And be nice if you could plug in that his son next to him, worth about 30 to 40 points right there, Taylor.
100%.
Christian McDaniel steer the ship here for the Jets. Like this little duck in here.
Look how congested it looks inside the perimeter. And again, another nice mid-ranger coming in from Holcomb.
Yeah, again, respectfully, kind of not your stock standard jumper, but very effective. So love what I've seen from him so far. Really effective. There's that Iverson action again. Pin down action. Get into the big fella. We're doubling off the passer.
The Sharks' ball movement is excellent.
It is. Great rebound. Oh, he's got the mismatch here in trans.
Tries to get it to McDaniel. Receives, looks for the two-pointer. That's a nice mid-ranger coming in from McDaniel.
You think he called glass on it? Yeah. See, the bank ain't open on Sunday, my man.
Jones, look at how congested the defense is for the Jets, which means it's wide open for Asbury. Didn't hit it, but the O-board is good from Inga.
Great job on the O-boards by Inga.
Sammy T wants to go toe-to-toe. Won't get the ball to drop, but he will go to the Chemist Warehouse free throw line, and Holcomb not happy about it.
And I like that from Sam, forcing the issue. Yeah, he had the corner shooter there with Tukaha Kupa open, but you get your big fella that deep in the paint and the smile with the basketball. I want you being aggressive to the ring, playing for and-ones and free throws.
Sand had, I believe, 15 points in that first quarter. He's only managed to get 2 in the second.
Really? He didn't have 2 dunks in this? Anyway, they should get bonus points for them windmills, for real.
For real.
But
Wouldn't
dried
that
up.
be good? We'll see more of them. We'll see less living and dying outside the perimeter.
Yeah, he ain't hanging on the ring at all. He's just willing to punch and get out of there. But I will say, with his running mate, Poplar Jr. coming back in, you know, his scoring has dried up a little bit because the big man's getting busy for the Jets. Still double-digit lead here for the Sharks at home.
Here goes Sand looking for work.
That's almost an at-action there, Taylor, where you see the ball handler just dribbles directly at one of his teammates, drops the ball to them, and you kind of it's almost like a moving screen, just enabling Caden Sand to play downhill, and that's all he needs to get his shoulders on someone's chest to create an advantage and get to the free throw line. He said, I heard you all talking about me not scoring, so
He said,
better go
let
get
me
me
show
some
you.
buckets real quick.
First one unsuccessful. Jets still well and truly in this game. They're still staying within arm's reach.
Well, Coach Webster's done a great job of moving his bench around, managing the time and score, especially with foul trouble for both teams early in this during this half. I'm sorry. Great find.
Webster onto the court for the first time.
Great rebound there from Kaz Jr. again. Ooh,
Serving it up. Oh, that's a circus shot, if any. It didn't look intentional, but it was worth it.
Now you see the look from Kaz Jr. was great. It was just a little bit late, and this Caden Sand kid is impressive. He caught it. That's the side of the hoop he probably wants to catch it from as a right-hander, but the ability to get it on the ring and finish through traffic off an alley is very impressive.
That was so messy, but he still made it look good.
Yeah.
The ball wasn't in the right place. He was all out of sorts, but he still made it count.
Tough finish. Cut this to a 2-possession game for the Jets.
Massive, with 2 minutes to go until we enter the half. Both teams still with their BNZ player timeout. Inga can't get that one, but it might be a foul on the Sharks.
I love that contest from Holcomb, and that was a great battle down there from the Jets. That will be a foul on Will Ledger. Boston Caldwell with the fight there. He'll get a couple of free throws, could cut this thing to 4. Awesome 2-3 minutes for the Jets here. Be interesting to see if Coach Yim uses a timeout or if he just plays it out to finish this half.
As I said, both teams still with their BNZ player timeouts. And now that we're taking a timeout, watching some free throws, get your hoops at your school, scan that QR code, as we keep mentioning. Chemist Warehouse are getting in behind, spreading the basketball love all around Aotearoa. So if you're in the Tasman, Canterbury, or West Coast regions, register your school. 5-point lead to the Sharks. Looking to extend it. Webster thought about it. Bounce pass to Jones was a bit wayward. He wasn't expecting it. Inga. He wanted to crash the ball, but the ball didn't hit the ball.
You would have loved to have just seen Tooks just keep playing downhill there. That's I'll call that a 20-26 settle. He just stepped back for a contested 3, my preference is play heavy, hard, downhill, put some pressure on the ring and the refs, and Coach Jim will burn that last time out for the half there, Taylor, as expected.
Well, so far the Jets have outscored the Sharks in the second quarter, 23 points to 19. Half-time was 32-23 to the Sharks. And while they're taking a break, why don't you take a break from cooking dinner tonight and buy a pizza? $30 for a large cheese pizza. Scan that QR code or go online and use the code SalesAssist26. That is valid until Wednesday. Or take a photo if you've already had your kai for tonight. You can have it tomorrow or the next day or the next. Oh no, is this happening? Are we gonna have like a mascot game?
I like that giraffe over there. What's his vibes? How come he in there?
Is that Harold?
Okay.
What? Surely you knew that was Harold.
Who's Harold?
Oh my gosh. You've never met Harold?
No. Introduce me.
Your children will know Harold.
Okay.
They come around in like a little van. And, okay, that sounds dodgy. And they come around in like this little portable thing, and they teach kids about, I think, anatomy.
Okay.
Now it sounds even weird when I'm saying little vans.
How about
anatomy.
them cheese pizzas?
But hey, good to see the stag there from the Southland Sharks. Man, you grew up in New Zealand, you didn't have Harold?
I've seen him. I just needed, a definitive, like, what his actual role was, and thank you for clearing that up. Biology.
Biology.
2-3 zone here for the Sharks to finish this half.
Oh, just getting the ball whacked out of his hand with sand, and that's not the possession that they would have wanted.
Just take the air out of the ball here, the Sharks, and execute coming down the stretch.
Gets around, pulls
Like
up.
that. I love that. Just that little on-ball, wing on-ball action with the big man, and he was aggressive downhill. You could see him trying to get to Sam, but when the defense didn't come across and acknowledge him, he has to play aggressive and finish that thing.
Evans
Great
Jr. buries the three.
Caden Sam attacking that nail in the middle of the free throw line. And seeing the help was too far off his backcourt mate, Caslow Evans Jr., and finds him for the big three.
Last 40 seconds of the half. Timmins has Cordwell on him. Plenty of Jets jerseys around him, but he finishes no problem.
Great patience. Double, triple team there, and just played through it for a little jump hook. 4 or 5 seconds to play with here, the Sharks, after this position. They'll stay in this 2-3 zone.
Trying to soak up the clock. Evans Jr., the footwork was good. I thought he was going to go up for it. Wants to kick it out to McDaniel.
Don't use their player timeout here. They'll keep. Okay, they do. I'm sorry. 4.9 to work with the Sharks. The sideline out of bounds. Player timeouts, obviously. Only the players are allowed to discuss the play on the court.
BNZ player timeout. Thanks to BNZ, they're giving away 5,000 tickets to attend the SouthNBL game all around the country, from all the way down here at ILT Stadium in Chicago to up north, or as north as it gets, if you can find it.
See if they try and find their postman here.
Boom, turns and shoots. Called the BNZ player timeout. They do have the time.
I actually saw Kaz calling that as McDaniel caught it. So if the referee saw that as well, they should probably put almost a full second at least back on the court. Kaz signaled for it. Heads up play.
So you had to be the person in possession. Am I
Great
wrong?
point. I don't know. It's a great point. The expert should really know this. Generally, though, in basketball, when someone in your team has the ball and you start screaming at the ref, that's acknowledged as, yo, we're calling a timeout.
BNZ player timeout. That's what I was talking about beforehand. Scan that QR code, register your group. You don't have to be a basketball team. You could be a community group. Just be a group of friends who want to go.
Trying to get a slip here. Lob at the ring. Ooh, they play that smart.
0.5 to go. He got it away, but doesn't find the bottom of the twine, and it is halftime here. The Jets have started to cut into that big lead that the Sharks had. 55 points to 49. The Jets trail the Southland Sharks here from ILT Stadium in Chicago. We'll have all the stats for you just after this. Welcome back to ILT Stadium in Invercargill. It is halftime and it is the home team leading 55 points to 49. I'm Taylor Johnson. Joining me is Lindsay Tate, 7-time NZNBL champion and plenty-time MVP. And we're watching the mascot shooting competition here, and I can say that only one mascot has got it in so far, and that is the Southland Stag. We'll be hoping that their home team has a bit more success with that. You'd think the netball mascot would be doing better, but no, not to be. Let's take a look at the Chemist Warehouse stats after that one. Caden Sand has a sore back from carrying this Jets team at the moment. 21 points at the half and a little bit more equal scoring for the Sharks team. But what have you thought of this game so far, and what are these stats saying, Lindsay?
A lot of these imports putting big numbers on the board, and Sand and Poplar Jr. have been doing that all year, but heavy usage for Sand. He's been carrying this team early on. Poplar Jr. had foul trouble. Going to need a little bit more help from his crew down the stretch if the Jets want a chance on the road. You see the rebounding battle here. Sam Timmins again dominant down low with 6 rebounds. Pretty even balance for the Jets, but they all need to get in there and gain rebound with the obvious size discrepancy against them right now, dealing with this big Sharks outfit.
Daniel doing well with 4 rebounds considering his height deficit in this team.
Waylon Jones again finished the first quarter with 7 assists. Didn't pick up any in the second, but en route for a big assist game. And Sand, not only does he have 20 points, he's got 4 assists. I got about the same amount of blocks as everyone in this game right now sitting down here, and Holcomb with 3 steals to go with his 8 points. He's been a great addition to this Jets group, just quietly chipping away off the bench as a 6th man. Here's my man Harold.
The Harold. Harold and the Sharks, and it's great to see the Southland teams all having their mascots here to support. There's plenty of Southland fans in the crowd too for your Sunday afternoon. They'll be pleased with how their team is going thus far, but the Jets are well on their heels at the moment. 55-49. Don't go anywhere. We'll have the second half after this. It's all on at the Shark Tack at ILT Stadium in Invercargill. The Jets trailing by 6 in their southern swing they played on Friday against the Otago Nuggets. Went down by 3 points in a valiant performance. They trail here by 6. They've had some good runs, but the Sharks still holding on to that lead. Taylor Johnson joining me is Lindsay Tate for this one. And if you are the Jets, what do you really need to do to get yourself ahead in this game? Because they're staying close, but they just can't quite overtake the Sharks.
Well, they've done a great job, obviously, on this road trip. They've got, even though they're a little bit of fatigue, I would say, there is a little bit of rhythm, which has been great for them. They did a great job of bridging that gap in the second quarter and buying some time with Poplar Jr. early in foul trouble. I think you need a little bit more production offensively right now from some of the other contributors outside of your imports, and then defensively just continuing to be effective and dealing with the size of the Sharks in the second half will go a long way in helping them get the result that they're seeking.
Southland Sharks and the Jets have both improved their shooting percentage in this game, both sitting at 50 and 51% respectively. And a lot more people now picking the Jets. That has certainly swung. At the beginning of the game was 80% with the Sharks, now 66%. Getting behind the Jets, they're seeing some momentum, maybe off the back of sand.
Yeah, I don't know, but from what I can see, the Sharks are still at home up 6, so something drastically shifted in those votes over there. Someone might know something I don't know.
Being discussed in that Jets huddle by Tony Webster. Good to see Corey Webster actually in and around travelling with the team, listed as the assistant coach while he's recovering from that Achilles injury.
A wealth of knowledge, and you know, Corey's transitioning into the coaching space himself, but yeah, to have somebody of his stature and his knowledge over there sharing it with, you know, the imports and also the youngsters, the rangatahi coming through, it's a blessing. And we're lucky that he's still around here giving back to the next generation coming through as well. See him in the gym a lot, not just working the kids out, but the messages that he gives when I watch his stuff is exactly what they need to hear in regards to basketball being a slow burn and working through adversity and working through difficult circumstances, not being handed anything. I love watching that journey for Corey.
Ball boy bringing us the ball for the second half. Last game of round 4 in the NZNBL. A great round, some interesting results throughout the week.
Holcomb will get the start here for the Jets in the second half.
Jones hits it to Sam Timmins. We haven't seen him go to work that much in the paint, but that time he introduces himself to Holcomb.
And they weren't as aggressive with the double team there, and Sam was effective with it, so don't be surprised if you see them go back to doubling or giving him a different look to not even get catches, the Jets. Otherwise, that'll be a problem.
Just pulling up and firing the shot was Poplar Jr., and it was Timmins with the ball. Kicks it out to the left edge for Inga. That one was off target, so Evans Jr. goes quickly in transition.
Love the way that Kaz has been sinking down for those loose rebounds and being able to turn it straight into pace and transition. And there they'll get rewarded with the weak side find for Poplar Jr. and the 3. Cut this thing to 5 again.
Evans Jr. did so well because you saw how many Sharks players crashed in on him, and that is a great block from San on Timmins. Asbury wants to go quick, and getting down the floor is Sam Timmins, and he leaves it behind.
Standing hustle there by Sand. Multiple possessions, he worked to get the block against a much bigger Sam Timmins, and then here coming back on safety, not giving up the easy layup. Can't ask for much more from your import, leading the way in the effort categories there for Coach Webster. We're in a 2-3 zone here. You can see Kaz Evans Jr. signaling.
Sanders playing very much like someone I know called Tobias Cameron, effort on effort, and he is coming back to the Southland Sharks shortly.
Well, I'm going right off Holcomb's back here for a layup if I'm Ryland Jones. There we go. See, straight at, hey. Get it.
Gets it to drop.
I'll go to the biggest guy on the court, wide open under the hoop. How does that happen?
210 centimeters, he's
How
hard
did
to
you lose
miss.
him?
Lead at 7 for the Sharks. Evans Jr. pulls up for the mid-range, and that was pretty from Evans Jr.
Tough, good D, better O. That's who Poplar looks like.
Asbury
Ooh.
gets the whistle. We'll go to the Chemist Warehouse free throw line.
Asbury just looks like it's kind of, like you said, just playing at his own pace, Taylor. He looked like he can assert himself on this game whenever he wants. It'll just be a matter of time before he kind of flips that switch.
Asbury is 5 from 7 in the field. He and Boone are very accurate shooters. A luxury for the Sharks team. Poplar Jr. tries to get going, but it's Sammy Timmins under the hoop. Cooper hand driving to the cup, dished it out. Inga wants to get closer, then pops it out to Asbury. Then says, have a go, Sam Timmins.
There's a double from McDaniel.
Cooper nominates himself, elevates and detonates the 3.
And pretty good defensive set there from the Jets, but better offense from the Sharks.
Sand goes on his own and nails that 2-pointer.
Sand just out here playing pickup right now. Stay in the semi-trans flow action, the Sharks. Sam plays big target there to screen out of the middle of the court, and Tukaha Cooper uses it and will punish Holcomb with the and 1. Stretch this thing out again.
Takes to the cup, does Cooper. And is rewarded as well.
And I like that from Tooch. Just when he's aggressive downhill, especially when Sam Timmins is the guy that's basically setting a screen and his job is to free you up. That's a pretty big body to be playing with down there. So Tooch should get separation and have some momentum playing downhill and making those decisions like he just did there.
McDaniel took a hard fall on before second quarter. It seems to have recovered.
Similar action here for the Jets, but Luka Richards and Kaz Evans Jr. were finishing that middle long ball. Great rebound from McDaniels.
And he's leading his team in rebounds. One of the smallest players on the court for the Jets, and he'll get the whistle too. Just Poplar Jr.
He looked like Brandon Ingram out here. Just like him, his length, his ability to just get to the paint whenever he wants, play off 2 feet, finish over people. Really impressive. He's going to have to keep imposing himself on this game for them to have a chance the last 17 minutes. Coach Yum for sure thought he was standing in the paint. They just keep chipping away, the Jets. Just when you think that the Sharks are going to stretch this thing out, they bring it back every time.
Yeah, they bring it back, but they just can't quite overtake the Sharks. Jones has really got some scoring going for him, but Inga sends it home.
I'd love to see the Jets get into some kind of action here on the side on ball where they don't let them use the screen. Sam's just causing them too many issues and allowing their guards to get downhill and make decisions. Here's that little action that they keep going to get their Poplar and Sand playing downhill. Sand will like this matchup against Tukaha Cooper. Good find.
Poplar bullies his way through, but unable to finish and add the issues with Luka Richards. Asbury just finds an open lane and goes straight to the cup.
You've seen that, it was almost like Sam Timmons. He just used him almost as like a moving screen, just ran off his back there. No real resistance from the Jets. And Sharks will stretch this thing out to 13 here. Timeout, Coach Webster. See right there, Kessler Evans Jr. and McDaniels literally run into each other when they could have just switched that. That's a guard-to-guard switch. So just a little bit of communication there, maybe a little bit of fatigue for Coach Webster.
Chemist Warehouse, the official stats partner of the Sales NBL. At the moment, the Sharks just will not let the Jets back into the game. Caden Sand on 23, Asbury on 20 as well. Rylan Jones, 10 assists. To register 4 points thus far, though, has Jones, because it's been the work of Asbury, Cooper, Timmins and Boone. Takaha Cooper on 16 points.
Yeah, a very balanced attacking effort from the Sharks, as you would expect. Again, the Jets, very solid, but just looking for those third and fourth contributors across the board for them to be consistent with their attack and their defense. Stay in some extended pressure here, the Sharks, they can smell the blood in the water. Bit of smoke and mirrors though, they fall straight back.
Just like that, they extend lead back out to 13.
Oh!
Getting the yellow board was McDaniel, but Asbury swatted that out of here.
I'm with Asbury there, and I think sometimes with good intent we have you know, the call is made kind of predetermined that there's about to be a foul. That's just about as clean as a whistle right there.
That is clean.
He fouled the heck out of that ball. And it is tough, and you know, one of the things is with the athleticism that they have in the States, they're a lot more used to seeing highlight reel plays like that, and they let it go. So just a learning and something that we can, you know, adjust to over here at times. Some of these athletic plays, we just got to let them ride.
That's real clean from Asbury. He takes a seat on the bench after picking up that foul. Boone on court.
I think he looked like there was a trip there. Totoko Wynyard was like more of a touch screen, but just a little bit of a trip. So Jets will get the possession here.
That's what they need. They just need more stops. Doesn't matter how they get it, as long as you're stopping the Sharks from scoring and registering some points yourself. Oh, great dime from Evans Jr., but Richards couldn't finish.
Great run from Totoko Wynyard there, and just struggling a little bit with that size at the ring the last couple. Richards, but had some great looks.
Set up the screen for Evans Jr. Inga with the spin move and the release. Some nice baskets tonight, Inga.
Yeah, that was really tough, and it was pretty decent defense, but better offense. Just got to his spot, raised up, knocked him down. Rebound.
One-armed rebound from Keelan Boone, pushing the pace of the Sharks down court.
And again, you can see them really controlling that pace here, the Sharks. Great O-board by Inga. He's got the size advantage.
Massive size mismatch underneath and makes him, he does the little too small for it as well.
Are you allowed? Yeah, you are. You see, he is too small for you.
Well,
I say you're really allowed to do that when he's too small, bro. Come on.
That one was tough.
Come on, man. That's like as a point guard. Yes, he's not supposed to be marking you. You're right.
Returning from playing for the Hill Storm in the British Basketball League. I think for the past 3 years, averaged 16 points per game in the most recent season. His wife, obviously an English international, played for the Steel down here in the Netball League. Sand Needing to cook something up and quickly gets that O-board.
Boone will get called for the little reach in there. The baseline out of bounds for the Jets. They have 14 on the shot clock to play with here.
What's been the key difference in this quarter? Because it was close at the half, and now the Sharks have blown out to 16-point lead.
The Sharks have just been getting stops at this end. They've been controlling the pace and converting at the other end. And you can see that's basically an example of what's been going on for the first 5 minutes of this quarter. They've got some really good looks, the Jets, but they left 4 or 5 of them right at the ring, struggling to finish over some of the size down low.
Cross-court pass to Evans Jr.
Mismatches all over the court here.
Massive mismatch goes into, oh, and he's getting called for the travel. Again, that's the second time this game.
I thought he might have got the foul call there, but he'll get called for the shuffle of the feet instead. Sharks ball. Sharks will be in the bonus to finish this quarter. Jets have still got 2 fouls to give. 16 points though. At some point the Jets are going to have to turn up the heat defensively and get aggressive up the court, or they're going to start running out of time.
Well, that's been their Achilles heel this whole season, the no-look distribution from Sam Timmins to Boone.
You have to say it'll be a little bit of fatigue here. You can't fault the effort, but just starting to fall asleep on the way they're finishing possessions defensively, the Jets, and it's starting to bite them. This lead stretching out, and just getting a little bit one out on offense as well there, turning into easy transition baskets.
Inga again just collecting the points.
Timeout for Coach Webster here in the Jets.
Yeah, it's blown out to a 20-point lead after only trailing by 5 at the half. All of a sudden, it's 20 points.
And Coach Webster might be thinking about, you know, maybe buying some minutes here with some of the young Rapid League young men that he had who had a lot of success earlier, and turning up the heat a little bit for the last 3 minutes of this quarter, just to shift the momentum and give us something different right now, headed into this 4th quarter, to give ourselves a fighting chance. If you're the Sharks, I think you just continue to talk about being ruthless. You know, there's been times where they have stretched out significant leads and then let teams back in, so just continuing to stretch this thing out and then ultimately get some of these bodies through from your bench and get them valuable minutes.
Get yourself a valuable $30 large cheese pizza from Sal's Authentic New York Pizza. Take a photo if you've already had your kai for the evening, because that is valid until the 6th of May. Go online and order that, or scan that QR code there. Moment as well for the Jets. You talk about the shots that the Sharks are getting. They've only had 4 second chance points in this game. Really getting as many O-boards as the Sharks team.
Stay in this 2-3 zone, the Sharks, and just put big Sam Timmins in the middle of the court, clogging up space, especially with the Jets not hitting from the perimeter. Just clog it up in there. Hands by Boone. You can see Sam, with good intent, has been forced to kind of play one out a little bit. It's coming to bite them back a little bit, the Jets here. Just need to get the ball through and execute. Get it to the 2nd and 3rd side, loosen the defense up before we attack.
Catch their highlight show on Tuesday, and there'll be 2 dunks in there from Sam for sure.
Hamza Zaran checking in for the Jets. Finish this quarter. If those dunks better be on there, Taylor.
You better have a chat to someone if they're not.
I know a guy.
Oh, unfortunate there for Richards.
Again, you can't fault the effort, but maybe just a little bit of fatigue in regards to not being able to wheel that one in. A little bit undersized. Look like they're in a zone here, the Jets. Little 2-3 from the baseline out of bounds. Oh,
Jones, what might mismatch if any down there. Webster gets it back to Jones, uncontested. Evans Jr. tidies up the board. Now this is where the Jets really need to capitalize.
beautiful. He's been great at that today, taking it off the glass and pushing Kaz, and that finish was tough.
Another missed shot for the Sharks. So again, the Jets need to start adding up these points where it counts. And another back-to-back bucket from Evans Jr. That one was nice. He recognized the big mismatch up against Sam Timmins, stepped back to give himself some space.
Yeah, beautiful. Got to two feet, front foot pivot, little fadeaway. 16, cut this thing to 16.
You cannot give that man an inch. He will take a mile. Kellen Boone banking a three.
I don't even know if he's sweating right now, Taylor. He looked like he just, in practice, he hasn't looked uncomfortable the whole game. He looks really good out there right now.
Popper Jr. goes bang, bang. We're trading blows here from the perimeter.
See, Ryland Jones will just take the air out of the ball. See, Boston Caldwell, he might be doing what I was talking about earlier, just kind of icing that action, not allowing Sam to get into that screen. And instead they just flip it to the weak side, and Braden Ingle will punish them with another three.
That is the 11th three ball for the Sharks this evening. Inga's having a fantastic game. Another great shot. Now we're starting to see the ball drop. The lids have come off the rims.
Although the size has been tough for them to deal with the Jets. 11 threes is a lot to give up in 3 quarters. Lights out for the Sharks. Here's another look. Oh.
Make it 12.
That might be the second or third time that the Jets have fouled on a 3-point shooter. Again, from a distance, it looked like a relatively tough call, but they're just going to have to clean that up.
Sharks are shooting the lights out. Massive. And by way of that man there too, Kellen Boone.
Yeah, just quietly 16 on the board already, 17. Very balanced scoring attack from the Sharks. Stretching this thing out now. And again, just a contested one-on-one move from the Jets, just gone away from their offensive structure. We're going to have a little heat check there. If I'm the Sharks, I'm getting Boone a look.
Webster, Quake Webster enters the three party, and he can shoot the lights up. He's 7 from 12 from the perimeter heading into this in the South. Make it 8 from 13 now. He's
been great for the Sharks in limited minutes off the bench. His energy and his shot-making ability, his ability to stretch the court's been big.
Much needed whistle for the Manawatu Jets.
Great crash from Boston Caldwell there on the offensive glass. He'll get rewarded with a couple of free throws. Not dying on the play. Sharks will have 2.3 to play with here.
The biggest issue for the Jets in this third quarter has been the accuracy, as demonstrated there. There's been plenty of times where they've had open looks, great opportunities, just unable to capitalize.
Shout out to Ryland Jones there, number 1. 4 points, 14 assists in 3 quarters. Like someone from John Stockton, he won 15 right here.
It's the Hail Mary pass. Can Inga get it away? No, he can't. Evans Jr. does just enough. He does connect with the basket, but unfortunately held on to it too long. And wow, what a quarter from the Southland Sharks. They have outscored the Jets 38 points to 20. Third quarter score 93-69. The Jets with a lot of work to do in the fourth. It's a 23-point deficit. The Jets have a lot of work to do in this fourth quarter. They've got 10 minutes to turn their fortunes around. But that is the Sharks in the driver's seat in the last game of round 4 in the NZNBL. Jets playing their second game in 2 days. They played on Friday. Sharks had a long week to turn around and rest the bodies. And not aggressive enough on the O board was Timmins, but eventually tied it up by Boone. On the defensive board, should I say. Jones, 14 assists already in the game. Sam Timmins wanted some 3-ball action.
If you're the Jets here, you're just trying to win the first 2-3 minutes. Keep that big picture mentality. You know you're a bit banged up and you're on the road right now. Just get the Sharks to call this first time out of the quarter, and that's a great start for Boston. Caldwell knocking down the 3, cut into this lead.
Massive start, and Ludacris is saying you can do it, put your back into it for the Jets. They're going to be doing it.
I like that from Luka, just the 3-quarter front to make the catch difficult. There we go, quick double.
Great steal from Caldwell. Now they need to make this one count.
Another rebound for young Kaz Jr. Always play to the end. Poplar will knock down the 3. But on the offensive board, crash. Looks like Caldwell will get called for the foul. Took out Ryland Jones on the crash in. Here's Poplar knocking down the reload 3. And on that O-board crash, the diminutive Ryland Jones got smoked. But he's a tough character.
Well, we saw him in person, and you said it. You got to be really good at basketball to make money.
Smart.
Being that small.
Yeah, absolutely. They ain't flying you around the world when you're that big if you're not good at the game, that's for sure.
And when you got 14 assists for it,
you know what's going
it.
on. Boone again. Looking comfortable playing off that pick and pop 3.
The Jets are starting to eat into this lead. They are making some inroads. Sharks haven't scored yet, and I've just received yet another message, Lindsay Tate, saying it's diabolical that you don't know who Harold the Giraffe is.
I mean, you'll need to chill on the Harold Giraffe with me. Like, I kind of like, I know, I seen the giraffe with the big eyelashes. I just wasn't fully sure of his job description, yo.
The only giraffe you remember from your childhood is the one on the takeaway cup from the milkshakes.
Oh yeah, that's my guy. Does he have a name?
Oh, he doesn't, but he's making a name for himself on court is Sad.
Caleb Sand, tough hit. That'll take him up to 25 there, playing out of the ever-elusive mid-range game. With that moving screen that's kind of being highlighted as a point of emphasis for the referees. And that's a tough one. It's kind of like a dribble pitch that turns into a screen, but looked like Sam Timmins wasn't fully set there, so he'll get called with the infraction.
This is a good start for the Jets. As we said, they've got an uphill battle, but it's 6 unanswered points in that first 2 minutes of this last quarter. The Sharks haven't registered any points, so this is what they want. They need stops and they need to capitalize.
Here's Sand. They're just forcing the issue and look like he'll get called for the traveling violation. And although they need to play fast and then in a hole here, they don't need to rush everything and force it down the first side if you're the Jets. So you want pace, you want stops, but you still got to get through your actions.
Accuracy, again, that's what let them down in that third quarter.
If we can score off primary breaks though, even better. Stepped out of bounds.
Yeah, out of bounds.
Due for at least one of those a game from those corner catches.
I mean, you're running like size 14, 15 feet, you know. It's got to happen.
Right line. And I mean, it's almost called a load step. A lot of guys, when they catch, they drop one of their feet back to drive. And it is hard to play with them parallel, but it's something that you train on and work on a lot, playing out of those corners. I mean, imagine some of these NBA guys with size 16, 17 feet, trying to squeeze them in there.
As I mentioned, it's 8 unanswered points now for the Jets to start this quarter. Sharks have not registered any points, so whatever Tony Webster said in that last quarter break seems to have worked.
Kesler Evans Jr. doing a great job of being that kind of third contributor, played almost 31 minutes. He's got 6 rebounds as a small guard, 5 assists. On the other side of the ledger, you've got 13 for Sam Timmins, 20 Keelan Boone, 16 Tukaha Cooper, 20 Caleb Asbury, 17 Braden Inga. Super balanced scoring attack, and you're still welcoming back Tobias Cameron and Max Darling. It'll almost get to the point for Coach Yuma. How am I going to have enough basketballs to go around at the offensive end of the court? But an exciting premise. And I'd say watching them a couple times, you know, really impressed, but their learning again is probably to be ruthless in these situations and extend these leads and not let teams back into the game.
Good find for Caldwell beyond the perimeter.
Wow,
looking
what
for that whistle.
I don't know if you caught that, Taylor. Asbury got the rebound and reverse tapped it on the backboard and then threw like a touchdown pass to the other end of the court, which is pretty impressive.
He's saying, I've got layers.
Yeah. That really is something you kind of do in a training when you're nice with it, but
that's what I mean. These guys look like they're having fun. You know, Asbury and Boone returning to Southland, and I remember Boone had an interview last year, and he said he loves Invercargill. He's going to fly his family out. It's like, you know, if you love Invercargill, you're going to love the rest of New Zealand too.
I'm not going to lie, respectfully, when I look across at what's going on in America, I would love coming down here as well.
First points of the game for the Southland Sharks, sorry, of the quarter. It was by way of Sam Timmins. It's on a double-double at the moment is Timmins. 10 rebounds. And
good find.
And Asbury just getting that loose ball. 15 points, 10 rebounds for Sam Timmins.
You can just tell by the way that Asbury's handling the ball that he's comfortable. We call that patting it. A great find there on the kick out. Tukaha Cooper, he looking real comfortable as well. He'll get himself another 3 points.
That is 15 3 balls for the Southland Sharks. That is great scoring beyond the arc.
They'll stay in the zone and they'll stretch this lead back out again. It's had a tough day at the office. Luka Richards, that'll be his 3rd or 4th one. Great effort, but just left it at the rim, unfortunately. See how long Coach Webster leaves his troops out here before he gets that bench in. Braden Inga trying to help him with that decision, and he'll hit another 3 to stretch this thing out to 20.
Shooting the lights out. Braden Inga's up to 20 points now.
It's their 16th three-pointer for the game, almost shooting it at over 40%, which is a great clip, great find. Glad that I could see that one going for young Luka Richards there.
Made no mistake with that one, did Richards. As you mentioned, hasn't had the greatest night when it comes to accuracy, but can't fault the effort. Inga wanting another triple! Braden Inga making it rain here in Southland.
Just did a little horns triple action where you basically pin down for your 3-point shooter, and Braden just hit one and great execution. Punish the defense. Timeout for Coach Webster. See Boone there. The hug from the big fella Wynyard. A welcome addition. Welcome back.
Yum just walked into that huddle so calm, so nonchalant. Because when your team is shooting the 3-ball, 43%, 44%, 17 threes in a game is massive.
It really is, and again, such a balanced effort across the board. 23 for Inga, 20 for Asbury, 19 for Cooper, 20 for Keelan Boone, 15 for Sam. You've almost got 4 guys with 20-plus points. Sam's also in double-digit rebounds, and then you've got Rylan Jones. How many assists he on right now? 14 assists. I mean, statistically, an outstanding game for Coach Hume and the Sharks. A lot of positives as well for an undermanned Jets unit on the road. And also a lot of growth still for them as well, as you would expect this stage of the season with a lot of guys to return.
And another great individual performance from Caden Sand. Evans Jr. as well has been great. He leads the team in rebounds and assists. And also 16 points to go with it too.
And one thing you get from Cass, he's a dog. He's going to keep, we use that term in hoops for someone that just constantly gets after it and never gives up no matter what the situation. And as you can see right here, he's up pressuring the basketball, just what I'd expect from Kaz. Is that same play, Taylor?
This time,
like my man's just hit 2 threes, yo. You know that the play's coming for him. Get ready.
Well, you don't fix what's not broken for the Sharks, right? But equally the Jets need to switch on.
Like, come on, man. The guy that just hit 2 threes, they got to try to get him open again. The game within the game is that little action that they've been running all game.
Nice acceleration from Evans Jr. Evans Jr. Poplar Jr. 2 juniors out there. That one was Poplar.
And you see Kaz continuing to pressure up the court. Turning up the heat a little bit defensively here, the Jets, with whatever they've got left in the tank. Fine.
Ball is kept in, but it will be an inbound for the Jets, trailing by 19. It's not impossible. We have seen this done before in the NZNBL.
Absolutely. They're just going to they'll definitely have to turn up the heat defensively, though, and on the boards, pace-wise, to give themselves a chance if they really want to win this game.
Caldwell.
Great take. Just got the switch and got the smaller guard with him in the slot there and attack downhill. The and one finish, Boston Caldwell. It's been solid this evening. Had a great Rapid League earlier, 14, I believe. Contributing here in the Sales game.
But no, we're really early on in the season. We're only at the end of round 4. But the Southland Sharks look to me like definitely a top 4 team.
I have to agree with you. You know that they were runners-up last year. They've returned the core of that group. They're still missing 2 tall black level international players. It will be hard to, say that they're not going to make the top 4 this season.
Especially when you've got people like Asbury and Boone who really look like they haven't broken much of a sweat, just breaking ankles.
Spin cycle there.
That one didn't find the bottom of the net. Oh, that's just a slip. Something on the floor. Maybe it was the Chemist Warehouse stripe.
He was Poplar's right. He did slip. And I believe the referee was right. He slipped right into a charge. Ryland Jones was standing right there, unfortunately. And you love that, again, from the small point guard. Poplar's a big man. When he's running downhill, it takes a lot of fortitude to stand in front of somebody and take that in the chest, as he did. So, well done, Ryland Jones. That's why he's getting paid to play basketball across the water.
I know that they say that the 6th man is like the crowd, right? Like it's so important to have a home crowd, but I think the 6th man for the Sharks has been the DJ because he has been going off tonight, and I think that's why the Sharks are playing so good.
I've been bobbing my head. I'm low-key feel like Asbury's been kind of like going with the rhythm of it as well. So I would say that he's got a relationship with some of the imports, the DJ.
Asbury down this end, can't get it in, but it is going to be a follow-up from Sammy T.
Great kick ahead with the left hand. No call. Sam with the putback, and I'm pretty sure Asbury got caught for a tech.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think Asbury just got a tech. I don't like it, but it is what it is.
I thought that was one of those, like, he was like us, like the ref was just trying to get out, get home early. He stopped calling him,
Oh, he's off. He's into the changing rooms.
He got thrown out?
He's gone.
Okay.
Off for an early shower for Asbury.
There was a double take?
Well, there was a tech earlier in the game. Was it against him?
Oh, okay. I don't think again, the expert should know this, but I don't think 2 ticks is an automatic ejection. I'm sure Casey will start feeding us the information as we need it, Taylor.
But that's interesting. Asbury, okay.
You've got to
when you're
get
up
the
by
cheeky
20,
little tick there, and
you're
now
up
he's
by
left the
20.
building. No, I don't think he expected to get the tick there. He wasn't like arguing with a lot of force.
Boone
Another
pulls
old
up short.
ball. This
Yeah.
guy, he's like stealing points and boards over here right now, trying to get him another triple-double on the low. They'll be in the bonus for these last 3 minutes, though the Sharks won't want to foul unnecessarily.
Oh, Inger's not happy with that one. I'd like to see another look at it. It did look like he's staying within his cylinder, but
You have the smaller Keslow Evans Jr. there, just forcing the issue, kind of walled up, but just the referee thought he brought his hands down on the contest. Kaz will get a couple free throws. See if the Jets throw some pressure on here defensively. Last 2-3 minutes. Quake Webster getting some burn for the Sharks.
Sweaty Palms just giving the ball wide.
Well, if you know the real dirty tricks in basketball, you know, someone's always going to grab the ball before you shoot your free throws and rub it against their singlet and toss it to you. So there's always that type of behavior going on, you know.
The Jets will be disappointed with this performance, considering how well they played against one of the league leaders in the Nuggets. Went down 96-99. Sand and Toffler Jr. were both on 25. Evans had 17 as well. But in this game, it just allowed the freedom to shoot 23s for the Southland team. Second chance points to Southland leading. 28 assists to Southland as well in comparison to 18 for the Jets, and you can see that through the ball movement.
Yeah, some great ball movement this evening. Obviously a little bit deeper right now with their personnel, but one of the bright lights has been able to find those third and fourth contributors offensively for the Jets. And Keslow Evans Jr. was 16, 6 and 6, and Boston Caldwell in limited minutes with 11. Also think Coach Webster's got, he's got the luxury of having the likes of guys to return, and young Hamza Zaran, who I think once he finds his feet winning this league is going to be a serious problem for teams. Keslow Evans Jr. will go to the line here for a couple of free throws.
Southland crowd just giving him some stick as he was attempting these free throws, but the Sharks just totally in control throughout this whole entire game.
They just play time and score here, the Sharks. No need to rush. I'd say they'll play to the end of the shot clock unless they get clean looks for these positions.
I just saw that Yim got a tech as well.
Yes.
We're handing out techs like Oprah at the moment in this league. Webster misses that one, but Boone with the follow through.
Again, getting hurt on the glass there, just the size, and probably say with those three you can see on the screen at the bottom there for the Jets, just a little bit of fatigue. Can't fault the effort, but just being worn down by a deeper, bigger Sharks unit this evening.
Webster and Yim yet to put in some of their bench players, and as I say that, I think I see some standing up now for the Sharks.
Yeah, it's time. Gonna empty out them benches, and rightfully so. Get some of these talented young men who bust their tails off all week at training, some burn with the bright lights on.
Jets.
Great cut from Holcomb there.
Yeah, great. He saw that Poplar Jr. had committed those three defenders.
And that's called a pull, basically, where the space that's vacated, you pull into it. So love that cut.
Boone, deep three, and he sinks it. sending that home. 18 triples for the Sharks.
You just can't leave him on that rotation. He's lights out. He's too comfortable, and they stabbed at him and left the basketball, and he punishes them again. With the take foul there, the Sharks are in the bonus, so Kaz will get a couple of free throws, but the Sharks will get to empty their bench here. Jack Ramage, Dane Burtonshaw, Tautoko Wynyard, Riley Snow, Quake Webster will finish out the last 2 minutes for the Sharks.
Well, unfortunately for the Sharks, they haven't tasted victory in the Rapid League, but these 5 men on court are going to taste what a win feels like in the South.
And have actually been early in the season big contributors for the Sales group. When we saw them up in Franklin, a lot of these young men were playing big minutes. So,
absolutely,
you know, with imports coming in, have had to slightly decrease role, but still a huge part of this Sharks group. And like you alluded to earlier, Taylor, and some of these groups, some of these guys would be starters. You're just playing in teams that have deeper rosters, and that's why some of these other young talent are shifting elsewhere to find more opportunity. Boston Caldwell being one of them. He's from up North Harbour ways up in Auckland, all the way down in Manawatu playing his trade.
Yeah, he's been efficient today, has Caldwell, and it's a hard foul against him.
He's another one like Kaz. You've got to salute him in regards to, even though there's a significant deficit here, he's playing his tail off right now. And you love to see that from competitors, especially when people have paid tickets to get in the building. He paid for the final whistle. And
the Jets fans are loyal as well. They want to be showing them that they're still putting in the effort. And again, talk about effort. Poplar Jr. makes that 21 points in the game.
Long season, and just like the Rapid League, all of these points in the Sales League add up to points count back at the end of the season, so every single position counts.
Webster to Wynyard. We're into the last minute. Burdenshaw against his hometown. He's a Palmy boy.
19th three of the game. They're trying to put 23s on him. Pretty outstanding effort from a shooting perspective for the hometown Sharks this evening.
Fighting his way through was Holcomb. He'll go to the Chemist Warehouse free throw line. As I mentioned, it's been worth the price of admission for the Southland Sharks fans today. 19 three balls is impressive. Holcomb as well has been efficient from the bench. Into the last 30 seconds of the game, Burdenshaw. Inbound, and Snow gets the ball hustled off him from Poplar Jr.
There's Holcomb again on them boards with the putback. He's been great off the bench, and player timeout here from Southland Sharks. They'll advance the ball. Last 12.4 on the clock, up 18.
Get yourself tickets to a NZNBL game. They're all very exciting. The music's good, as you've just heard. The crowd's even better. There's always some good halftime entertainment. And don't forget everything that happens on court. Scan that QR code, register your basketball team or your community group, and get yourself a share of 5,000 tickets thanks to BNZ. Burdenshaw picks up to Webster, but he can't grab that one, and Evans Jr. puts a foot out. To get to a Southland game, you might get one of those cool shark hat things that we just saw on the table. A hard hat with a shark on it. Some Southland ingenuity. Ramage to Snow, who's absolutely hustled at the back from Poplar Jr. and he collects it, does Ramage. That is full time here from ILT Stadium in Invercargill. The Sharks eat up the Jets. 118 points to 100. Better scoring from the Jets, reaching that 100 mark, but it's the leaking of the points that is really hurting them this season. Massive games from Sand and Poplar Jr. as well as Evans for the Jets. The scoring has been fantastic for the Sharks as well. Boone, Inga, Timmins all in the 20s. Asbury was phenomenal as well, but there has to be one MVP. And who did you pick?
I got Sam Timmins this evening. You're right, there could have been multiple MVPs. No disrespect to anybody, but 21 points, 14 boards, a couple of assists. You know, he was instrumental in leading from the front. Again, Sam Timmins, so well done. Shout out though, Braden Inga, he could have been right there with them this evening. And Keelan Boone, Asbury, all of you all outstanding. My man, Rylan Jones, killing him with the assists. A formidable effort for Coach Jim and the Southland Sharks this evening, but Sam Timmins leading the way.
Sam Timmins, the only player to pick up a double-double, despite the scoring efficiency from a lot of players. As you mentioned, only one in double digits for rebounds. Rylan Jones hit double digits for assists.
You can see that picture there, just like at the end of last year, looked like a pretty connected group there with a lot of smiles. Got a couple of pieces to add still, so exciting times for Southland and Coach Jim.
Here are the Chemist Warehouse stats, and look at that scoring across the board.
20, 40, 60, 80. You got 5 dudes with almost 100 points right there. I mean, give Cooper one of them points, and that is. I don't know if I've seen something like that in a long time in this league. So, wow.
Great work as well from Caldwell and Holcomb off the bench as well to get into double digits for the Jets. Rebounds as well. Sam Timmins owning the boards. Poplar Jr. contributing there. Rylan Jones with 14 assists. That is massive.
They got 7 and 6 right behind that as well with Tukaha Cooper and Caleb Asbury. That's a fun group to play with when you're sharing the ball like that. Defensively, 3 blocks in that second half there.
Quite a few steals as well. Holcomb.
I liked him coming off the bench, and he got the start in the second half. So another bright spot, and he got into double digits as well for the Jets. So Coach Webster will be stoked that he's added him to the group.
Jonathan Yim will be a happy man with that performance. 19 3 balls for this team. Upcoming fixtures on Thursday, we have the Airs hosting the Sharks, so they've got a short turnaround. They'll travel up to New Plymouth. And then on Friday from the Franklin Pool and Leisure Centre in Pukekohe, the Bulls will host the Giants. Saturday, it is the Fight and the Rams. The Rams getting up over the Nuggets in a good one. And then the Hawks will host the Nuggets after that one at 4:30. And then 7:30 at night, the Jets will then host the Sharks again. So they get to go toe-to-toe in 6 days' time. And then on Sunday, the Tuatara will play the Giants, and the Saints host the Bulls from Wellington. On behalf of myself, Lindsay Tate, the Sky Sport crew, and South and New Zealand Basketball, we wish you a great Sunday evening, and we will see you back here live and exclusive on Sky Sport on Thursday the 7th to see the Airs host the Sharks from New Plymouth. Mā te wā.